Hey guys, welcome back to another edition of the Boxing Voice. I wanted to jump in real quick before the intro and just apologize to all the many listeners that we have for what took place last Sunday. But you know, this is a man's sport. Not to say that none of you fine, sexy women can't be listening, but fact still remains that with men, you deal with testosterone and, there could be animosity. But I am putting a PSA out, public service announcement, that Beeb can come back on the show. I have sent him an invite, like I sent James, Mario, Vic, and of course, your good friend Beeb. Why? Because this is the voice of the people, and if that is what you want, I will provide that. I cannot make them come on, but Vic is going to be coming on regularly on Thursdays again, and so is James, but as far as Beeb, the invitation is open. It's sent. All he's got to do is check his email, and we should be ready to go. Other than that, we're going to continue to bring you guys all the content that we can and as many shows as possible. And absolutely after our little intro, I will be giving you another public service announcement. So till then.
Hi, this is Michael Buffer, and you're listening to the Voice of the People. Let's get ready for Boxing Voice.
Join us every Thursday and Sunday live at 7 p.m. Eastern Time.
You're listening to the Boxing Voice.
It's showtime! Welcome back, boxing fans.
Blood is good.
Iron face, a mask of blood.
Blood is emotion.
Too much blood coming out of the eye.
Blood is a story, a drama.
Deep gas, blood pouring right into his eye.
Blood is what we want to see in terms of passion.
Blood streaming now from the cut in the eye, the nose, his mouth, his cheeks swollen, and he's still crawling.
What we want is a bloody good fight tonight.
We have Heather, the Heat Hardy. Is this you?
This is me. I think I need to talk to you every night because you make me smile and blush over here.
Never been a lame-o, never been a lame-o. Yeah, I love you, trick. I'm okay.
You're serious? You're serious?
And that's the good thing about UK. That's why I can't hate on them guys, man. They love fucking box.
Nobody's in England. They all bum.
Did you hear what this idiot just said?
Yo, son, you're gonna get your ass beat by Molina, son.
Are you fucking kidding me? He's overrated.
Do some pushes for me right now.
Let those gifted hands go. Get out of here, Virgil. Go home. What next?
You want the famous one for free. You got me the money. You want the famous one for free.
BoxingVoice.com.
This is why we use the word sensation.
All right. Welcome back, everybody, to another edition of the Boxing. And as always, I want to thank you for taking time out of your day to be here with us. Today's another spontaneous episode, and it is courtesy of Floyd Mayweather. I know that a lot of people get upset, and they say, oh, unless you do so many Mayweather shows. Oh, you do so many Mayweather shows. Shut up. Because these quotes that Mayweather put out last night are serious, and, we may have a couple of listeners that haven't heard these quotes before. So I decided that this is the perfect time to do a show. Things didn't go right last week, so why not come back? And look, I guess Beeb was listening and he heard that he could come back, and he got his invite and he's fucking there. So now it's going to be a great show, right? So that being said, is that I am embarking on a journey. A couple of things this week have motivated me to do this full time, and I hope that you guys continue to support me and the Boxing Voice in this journey. I will probably be the first person out of the team going ahead and attempting to do this full time. But as you can see, the last 48 hours have been that, and I've been producing nothing but content. I can promise you that I'm going to be here as much as you want me here, both on the show and out there grinding, asking questions. We got a couple of videos up on the YouTube. We got to hold the Danny Garcia. The alleged catch weight isn't even true. It's not for real. There still may be unification. We got to talk to Cunningham. We got to talk to Brian Jennings. We're out there, and now with me doing it full time, it's going to be just a lot more of me, getting people. You've seen I got Larry Merchant yesterday. I'm just a hustler, man. So I'm out here grinding. I'm hoping that you guys continue to support me and my journey. Anybody going to be at Denver? We're going to be there. Absolutely. Me and Vic will be there. So, you know, Rios Alvarado 3, obviously something we're going to talk about tomorrow. This is a spontaneous giving back to you guys for the mishaps that took place on Sunday. But, you know, just wanted to say that obviously, always in the past, we've spoken of the donations. More now than ever, I'm going to need it. So anyone that supports that and what I do, I just encourage you to go over to theboxingvoice.com. Listen, with so many listeners that we got, I just need $1. $1 per listener. That'll keep me afloat, and I guarantee you to give you the best of me 24 hours a day, the way that I've been doing, like I said, for the past 48. But, you know, the proof is in the pudding. You'll see it with the content. You'll see it with the amount of shows that we do, the amount of articles that we publish, the amount of interviews that we do on video. You'll see that, and hopefully, you know, you'll in turn understand that these things aren't easy, getting from the east to the west, and even sometimes on the east. And you know, you might find it in your heart to donate $1, $1 per listener. I got so many of you, I only need $1. Treat me like a little African kid in front of on the TV, you know, picking up a dirty old fruit trying to eat. Treat me like that. $1, and we're gonna get this shit going. There will be no one doing it harder than us. That's just bottom line. I'm a hustler, and you already know I'm gonna bring you the best. That being said, let me properly introduce.
Our next guest is the most powerful, most famous, most adorable in the world. Please welcome the Beebster.
Well, you know, we're hearing so much stuff back and forth with Mayweather, and people are getting a little bit nervous that the fight may not happen. I still think the fight's done. I think both sides agreed. I think the big problem is the networks, the rebroadcasting, the international pay-per-view revenue that, or international broadcast revenue that may be coming back in. Mayweather wants a cut of that. I'm not sure if they're going to give it to him, but Super Bowl weekend's the time. I thought it would be announced this weekend, but I was hearing that it's going to be announced Super Bowl weekend, the fight. So I still strongly believe it's going to happen. I'm 99.9% sure it's going to happen, regardless, because I remember when Mayweather was saying the Victor Ortiz fight wasn't going to happen, and then he was basically saying that the Guerrero fight wasn't going to happen at one point when he did that tweet to Devin Alexander saying he was going to fight Devin Alexander next. So I think just Floyd doesn't want to divulge too much right now. He wants to make it announced on the Super Bowl weekend, and he wants to announce it on his terms. So this is a guy that's always done things on his own terms, and I think this is just another example of that happening. He wants to announce the fight on his terms, not when he's told to announce the fight. So whatever the case may be, I think it's CBS really putting pressure. I think you know, a lot of people are putting pressure on him, and I think it's just gonna happen. I think we're all set with it. I wouldn't worry if I was anyone else out there. We have a mega fight coming up, man, May 2nd.
Well, before I go to my other two guys, I do want to read the quotes and the reason, the purpose for this show. Now, in these show notes, obviously, I put my reasons for doing this show, but those that don't read, I'm telling you, I just don't understand. If this fight is truly going to happen and he truly wants to negotiate, and he is quote-unquote negotiating, because as you will listen as I read it, they're in negotiations. But why talk to someone like that? Why, if you're trying to do a deal that you know has proven to be difficult to seal throughout the years, why talk in this manner? And I quote, hopefully it's Mayweather-Pacquiao on May 2nd. Of course, we're trying to make the fight happen between me and Pacquiao. Are we negotiating? Absolutely. We're negotiating. But Pacquiao said that he agreed to everything. What did you agree to? You have no say-so. You have a boss. You don't have a say-so. You have a boss. That's called Top Rank Promotions. It's not called Pacquiao Promotions. With my company, it's called Mayweather Promotions. Mayweather stated during an interview with Shady 45 on the radio, and I quote, "We have been going back and forth communicating with their team. Hopefully, we could come up. Hopefully, we can make this fight happen. Once again, we have to look at the pay-per-view numbers. His last fight didn't even do 300 homes. Figures make sense. He did get knocked out not too long ago. No matter what you say, Floyd Mayweather's still winning. When they take a shot at Floyd Mayweather, he's still winning and making hundreds of millions. We're going to make the fight happen, though. We're trying. but it's extremely difficult to deal with Top Rank. And I don't want to sit here and point the finger at Pacquiao and say it's him. It's not Pacquiao. It's his promoter. A lot of times when Pacquiao says, I agreed, you don't have nothing to do with this. You're not a boss. On the chessboard, you're a pawn.
Remember me? I'm Stuart Little. I'm Stuart Little.
What's happening, Nestor?
What's up? What's up?
Yeah, first of all, I'd like to say it's really good to hear Beeb on the show. I mean, showed what a true man he is by coming back on the show today, and got a lot of respect for Beeb, so I'm really glad to hear him on the show. Secondly, Floyd Mayweather's, he did have some points. I hate to say it, but he did have a few points there that, you know, Manny is not his own boss, and Manny can say what he wants, but unless Bob, you know, agrees to him, then Manny doesn't really have a leg to stand on. And this is a problem. Manny should have got rid of Bob a long time ago. He's a powerful fighter. He doesn't need Bob Arum, but he's got terrible advisors around him. It's like the fucking Brady Bunch, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? He should have got himself a good manager like Al Heyman or someone like that a few years ago and gone on his own, did his own promotions, and we wouldn't be having this debate now. The fight would be on.
Introducing the hard-hitting ringside Robbie.
Well, good evening, folks, and it is good to hear B back on the show. It wouldn't be a show without him, so hopefully he's a part of this show for a very long time. I agree with what Stuart had to say, but for whatever reason, Stuart, Manny Pacquiao doesn't think that way. And I hope his lack of thinking does not cost the fight of the century to not take place. You know, I want this fight to happen. I think Super Bowl Sunday, with running a commercial during the Super Bowl, is the best time to announce it, because you're going to have more eyeballs on that sporting event than any other sporting event in this country. That's how it works every year. And I can also guarantee you that NBC will be promoting the NBC stuff very heavily during that event. So boxing will be featured during the biggest football event of the year. So I think it's a perfect time to announce it, and it's a fight that I have been looking forward to for going on 6 years now, and it's about time that it's done. So I am optimistic.
That's all anyone could really ask a boxing fan at this point. I mean, if anything, it feels a lot more certain that it's going to happen. I mean, I got some Malignaggi interviews that I haven't released yet that are dangerous, let me tell you, dangerous. And what he says in terms of Al Heyman is advising Mayweather. Mayweather's making the calls over this. So I think this is going to happen. I still feel that Mayweather has the ace in the hole. I mean, he's got 2 more fights, and why not make the networks do what they're doing right now, fighting over this fight, fighting over who gets the right to air the replay 2 years from now when it's your 50th fight and you're breaking the Marciano record. I'm going to keep going back to that, because when it happens, I want my fucking credit, because I really feel that that is something that can truly happen. We've seen this guy not take certain fights before and wait him out, and with Pacquiao, he's proven that. I mean, maybe we can give him another 3 years, right? Didn't it take him 10 years to fight Mosley? Isn't that what every Floyd Mayweather hater says, that he fought Cotto 10 years late or some shit like that?
Well, to his credit, he called out Mosley. I think everyone knows the story that Mosley was the one who said he was going on vacation and that he had a toothache. But a lot of this is psychological warfare. The fight starts before the bell rings, and I think that Mayweather, by minimizing Manny Pacquiao as a fighter, basically minimizing him as a man, saying he can't stand up for himself, not in so many words, I think that makes the fight, you know, it builds up the fight a little bit, makes him feel like, gives him confidence. He's kind of gassing himself up by demeaning the other guy, trying to get in the other guy's head a little bit, letting him know that he's not on my level. So, again, I just think a lot of it is just talk. And I'm sure there's been literature back and forth that both fighters have saw, or have seen, I should say. So I think by him saying that there's nothing to agree to is just part of the psychological warfare tactics that he uses a lot on fighters. And everyone's talking now. Like, there was supposed to be a gag order, and I suspect that Ariza was actually sent out to say the things he said. And Arum is going to be Arum. He's always going to talk. He does what he wants to do too. So I just think that a lot of this stuff is being done right now to hype up the fight, get people a little bit nervous, so the anticipation is that much greater. And I think it's working.
Do you think Floyd's using it as an excuse to duck the fight, though? Because it could also be looked like that as well. I mean,
I mean, I can understand why someone would say that. I mean, that's not out of the realm of possibility.
Two all day. I've been hearing it all day, and I'm starting to worry about that because I really do not want to see that fight.
Well, again, I just want to caution you to remember the situation with Guerrero and the situation with Ortiz, when Guerrero was giving him a little bit of give him a little bit of hard time because Guerrero wasn't happy with the original purse, and then he didn't accept it right off the bat, and then Mayweather said, well, I'm going to fight Devin Alexander next, and he tweeted that out, which was a spoof, and he ended up fighting Guerrero. It's the same thing with Victor Ortiz when he went to
only because he got loads of shit on Twitter about it. When he put Devin Alexander's name up on Twitter, the whole Twitter world went insane.
Yeah, I mean, but
that's why he went to Guerrero again. I guess probably fought Alexander.
I guess the point I'm trying to make is he has a history of just doing this, just to he likes to keep people off guard. He doesn't want people to get too he wants the anticipation to be that much greater. It's almost like he's a narcissist. He wants people to kind of, oh, come on, please make the fight, and he just wants to keep people on edge like that. I think that's just the way he acts. That's just the way he's always been. Same thing with Victor Ortiz. He was in there scouting Victor Ortiz when he fought Andre Berto, and they asked him, "Are you scouting? Are you going to fight the winner?" "Oh, no, I have no interest in the winner. I'm just here with 50. 50 owns a house down here. We're just chilling, blah, 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 blah." And then people were saying that fight was going to happen, and you had Ben Thompson saying that the fight was never going to happen. Him and Ortiz, it wasn't happening. That was all just talk. And lo and behold, the fight happened. So this is just Mayweather's tactics, I think. I don't see him. I mean, Cotto is a plausible option too, but they haven't even really discussed anything, according to Gabby. But who knows if that's true either. But I really think that they're putting a lot of effort and energy into getting this done. And I think it's on the networks about the rebroadcasting, and I think that will be sorted out.
Now, do you think it's all just a ploy to wait until Super Bowl weekend and announce it? I mean, we thought it was going to happen for the Wilder fight. I guess
that's what his cousin said. His cousin Devon Blake said that Blake said he was going to announce it during Super Bowl weekend. So he let the cat out the bag. Again, I think Mayweather is sending these people out there like Ariza, his cousin Dewan Blake, just like the T-Money TMT team members, and I think he's sending them out there to put this information out there. You know what I'm saying? And then when it is announced, it's just going to make people hungry for it even that much more.
Yeah, see, to me, I see that as just childish behaviour. I mean, we're talking about a father of a few kids.
Well, you're dealing with a narcissist, though.
Late days, and he's acting like my little daughter.
Well, at the same time, Stuart, you could look at it that he's acting immature or he's acting like a girl, but it is also negotiations. He's making sure to capitalize on his dollar.
He's basically showing strength.
Floyd, that's all. Floyd doesn't fight for the love of the sport. We all know that. He fights for money. So I understand him wanting to get every penny he can. But come on now, it's getting tiring. It's getting draining, and we're all paying the price for it because we're missing out on fights. Until Floyd's playing games with us, I think. He's blowing his own trumpet a little bit, and I think someone needs to knock him down a peg or two. I really do.
Now here's the curveball, right? You got Alex Ariza coming out today saying that, we're fighting on May 2nd, but we're not fighting Pacquiao. It's on the site, so go check it out. I mean, so who do you believe? What the hell is going on?
Told Cotto 2 is nearly signed, I've heard.
No.
I mean, I'm not saying that's true. It's only hearsay, like a lot of things in boxing. But I've heard a few times today that Cotto 2 is nearly in the nearly signed.
Well,
but I'm praying that is not true.
Yeah, I think I think with the situation we have here is, again, these guys are hiding behind their team members right now. Both of them are. I mean, it's a credit to Mayweather. He came out and said, there have been negotiations going on. There are currently negotiations going on. So, I mean, can you negotiate 2 fights at the same time? Can you be negotiating a Pacquiao fight and be negotiating a Cotto fight at the same time? I don't know. I mean, I just think a lot of this is just tactics. It's psychological warfare. One side, the Mayweather side is really trying to demean the Pacquiao side, and the Pacquiao side is really trying to paint the picture of Mayweather as a coward, being afraid. And all in all, we're the ones that are anticipating what's true, what's not true, and all the while, all it does is bring more attention to the fight, and that's what they're trying to.
Pacquiao is, the last thing you do to someone with an ego like Floyd Mayweather is give him ultimatums. And the minute you start giving him ultimatums, Floyd's ego is going to kick in. Right, he can wait another 3 months now. So Pacquiao should have just kept his gob shut, let his team try and negotiate, and even give a little bit on the negotiations, because you win the fight, and then all the negotiations are yours for the rematch anyway. If he wants, at the end of the day, it's time. We know what Floyd Mayweather's about. You're not going to get what you want off Floyd, so just take what he offers you, beat his ass, and then you're in the driving seat. I mean, it's simple, but just easier said than done. Obviously, beating Floyd Mayweather's ass. That's what I mean.
Well, if you manage to somehow beat Floyd Mayweather, you're going to go down in boxing history because nobody's ever done it. So I agree with you, Stuart. The problem is these negotiations have dragged on for so many years, and we've had so many different negotiations. Everybody's jumping to multiple conclusions. We just kind of have to wait and see what happens. And when you have 2 egos like this getting involved, things are going to drag out and drag out and drag out until something has to be done. But because of the big sporting event that's coming up in this country, I really think that that's going to tip the scales, because you're going to want to you want to get as much publicity out of this fight as possible, and I could see them buying time during the Super Bowl to announce this fight, because you're going to have more eyeballs on this thing than any other sporting event during the year. So if you're gonna make a grand announcement, February 1st is the time to do it.
Well, they'll probably announce it the Saturday before. I'm guessing. That's what I'm guessing.
Well, I'm being told that they're going to be doing some NBC Sports commercials on. During the Super Bowl, so maybe they do something there for Mayweather. I don't know, but the Ariza thing has me befuddled, because Ariza was at the Manny movie premiere, which took place last night. So obviously they were out promoting the movie. It was the premiere of it. Manny was also there. So there's quotes all over. Manny saying one thing and Ariza saying another. Ariza saying it's not going to happen. He said hopefully and eventually Bob Arum will blow away in the wind or whatever. As soon as we get rid of him, we can get it on. So I don't know. Obviously I'm going to believe Mayweather because he's Mayweather. He has more credibility than Ariza. And you can assess that any way you want, whether it be because he's the actual fighter for starters, or judge them on their passes.
Ariza's got no credibility.
Exactly. So
I wouldn't be surprised if Ariza was sent there just to say things like that on instructions.
Yeah, he's a patsy.
Yeah, he was instructed to probably go there and stir the pot a little bit. And like I said, these guys, they like to do stuff like that, especially Mayweather. They like to put feelers out there just to get the public going. The anticipation is very high for this fight, and it's growing. It's growing by the day. So I'm confident it's going to happen. I'm not worried about it not happening. I'm really not.
Speaking of stirring the pot, I want to throw this out there. News broke today of Andy, off topic, but power move and a good fight.
Very good fight. Very good fight.
Yeah, the last I heard, Andy Lee was supposed to fight Billy Joe Saunders. I guess that went out of the water.
Yeah, but obviously with that fight, Peter Quillin's a lot bigger fight. If that comes along, he's going to take that fight. But it's funny how Quillin ducked cover off, you know, sort of avoided him, and now he's in with the guy that knocked him out. So even tougher fight for Quillin, and don't be surprised if Quillin loses that one. I'm still fancy.
But Andy Lee has a big following in New York, as Quillin does. So this fight makes a lot more sense financially. Andy Lee, there's a lot of Irish people in New York too, man. You know.
Yeah, you could put in the Barclays or the Garden, and it would fill up.
I totally agree because he always said that the fight wasn't big enough, and Andy, remember, I don't know, you know, for all you alumni out there who've been listening for 3 years, we had Peter Quillin on when he was young, and he always wanted to fight Andy Lee, which is funny. So Stuart, you were talking about irony, and here goes some more. When he was an up-and-comer, 17, 20-0, he was calling out Andy Lee. He wanted an Andy Lee fight. He was mad that Andy Lee fought Vera. So it's interesting.
Yeah, I think that was obviously an area code thing. Both New York boys. He was looking money. Andy Lee was a big paycheck for him. So yeah, I can see that. But Andy Lee's a tough fight for anyone. But I still think Andy Lee can be hurt and obviously stop. So
well, the vulnerability of the fight, it just makes it an even bigger fight because we've seen Peter Quillin look funny when Rosado touched him up. You know, he kind of opened his eyes. They got really
and that's what makes it such a great fight. Because if Andy Lee catches Quillin, it's night. Trust me, it is.
And vice versa, though.
Well, you know what's funny? Do you remember the fight when Andy Lee fought Craig McEwen, Stuart?
I remember that one.
I didn't watch that fight. Sorry.
Remember how McEwen was beating the hell out of Andy Lee, and then Andy Lee knocked him out with that. He hurt him in that one round and finished him. And when Peter Quillin,
this recently, isn't it?
And then when Peter Quillin fought, I hate to play the triangle theory, but then when Quillin fought McEwen, he beat the shit out of him, killed him.
I mean, to be fair, Andy Lee was boxing Chavez's ears off, but just the weight and the power of Chavez's punches got to him in the end. So Andy Lee's a good fighter. He is.
If I recall correctly, I remember Peter Quillin basically saying like it was Emmanuel Stewart keeping Andy Lee away from him because they got a few common opponents. But that's the story of Andy Lee's life, coming from behind. He's always losing his fight. He lost Vera, for God's sakes.
But the thing about Quillin,
didn't he beat Vera in a rematch, didn't he?
Yeah, but he still lost to him in the first one. You're not supposed to.
Yeah, but that's like saying to Donald Stevenson lost to Darnell Boone. He beat him in the rematch.
But the thing about
like Lennox Lewis losing to Ratman.
The thing about Quillin, though,
you got to leave it. You know what I mean, you can't just keep throwing it back in their faces.
The thing about Quillin, though, is I think he's going to have the athleticism on his side in this matchup. And again, Andy Lee can knock anyone out with that right hook that he lands it on perfectly. But I think Quillin will be very cognizant of that left hook. And you know, Quillin's not that bad defensively. He knows how to survive in there. He's not going to give you his chin. He's not going to go toe to toe with you when he doesn't have to. I mean, Rosado hurt him a few times, and then Quillin started using his movement a little bit to try to outbox Rosado. He tried to bang him a little bit, and he felt that Rosado was hanging in there with him. So I don't know. I just think Quillin is a very he's a very, very cerebral type fighter. Whether he has his deficiencies or not, I think he's skilled enough to carry out a game plan, and he could box and he can change things up throughout the course of the fight. Where Andy Lee, if he gets behind, he has to worry about that power to bail him out. I don't think that Quillin's going to allow him to land that right hook. I think he'll be smart enough. I mean, everyone's watched Andy Lee's last couple of fights, so they know that, hey, this right hook is no joke. So I think the adjustments will be made in preparation for this fight.
And I think we have to give Adam Booth a lot of credit as well, because Adam Booth, every fighter he gets hold of, he teaches him how to punch properly. It gives him knockout power. I mean, George Groves under Booth was sparking everyone out. I mean, it's like he's lost a bit of that now. It's just the same with David Hay, that punching power. And Andy Lee, obviously, was a big puncher, but as soon as he got with Adam Booth, he became this concussive puncher where he was knocking people out cold. So you got to give Adam Booth a bit of credit for that, because he's done a lot of good work with Andy Lee.
Do we have a date for that fight yet?
Oh, man, I'm going to have to go to the site. But what I will say about Quillin, which is a fighter that I really like, everybody knows I get along with him great. But I don't like when he does use his movement. He kind of stays squared up at times, and he seems to have to be has to have his feet planted in order to throw certain punches. This is an interesting fight. I wonder if it happens. I mean, if it does, obviously it's going to be on the Danny Garcia Lamont Peterson undercard, so the date would be April 11th. Let me read here what we got. Let's see. According to the Irish Daily Star, Andy Lee is foregoing his home title defense against his mandatory Billy Joe Saunders and instead taking a voluntary defense against Peter Quillin on April 11th in New York. The bout would be set to air on NBC and be co-main event to the bout, Danny Garcia and Lamont Peterson. Man, you guys know the rest of the information, which is Matt. Hold on. Now it seems that the two are on a collision course on network television. According to the report, Lee will make 3 to 4 the amount he would have been making for the fight in Ireland. Al Heyman and NBC continue to make a splash as it will follow up March 8th's doubleheader, another great set of matches. Well, we know that about. So that's awesome. That's awesome. Looks like that's going to be, wow.
Unless, is that Al Heyman putting that fight on?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't like Al Heyman, but I'll give him credit for that one because that is a good fight. Yeah,
because he is the one that is doing Danny Garcia, and the Quillin is a Heyman fighter. Everyone's Heyman except for Billy. Except for
he just seems to have everyone now, doesn't he?
Except for Lee. But this is the catch. This is why this fight. Listen, I talked to Lou about. This is what I'm telling you about giving you nonstop. If you listen to my Lou DiBella interview that I did yesterday, he didn't want to fucking release this shit. Obviously, Andy Lee released it in Ireland, but they were not supposed to. But he was telling me the announcement was going to be in a few days, and I asked him, was Lee going to get Cotto? Because now that Cotto Canelo's off, and he was like, no, they haven't contacted us. We're going to be making an announcement on Lee. So I'm like, well, is this fight going to be in the U.S. or is it going to be in Ireland? And he was like, I'm sorry, and you could hear him laugh and everything, but he was like, we're going to make an announcement in a few days. So obviously Andy Lee leaked this, but that just goes to show I'm hot on the fucking trail. You see, 24 hours of Ness is what you're going to get from now on. Watch this. Watch this, I'm telling you. So this is great, man. Andy Lee, I like this fight, and Heyman is doing big things for boxing. 2015 looking very good for us. That's all that matters. Listen, we got a bunch of callers, and I'm glad it's a spontaneous show, so thank everybody for calling in. Remember, if you're a first-time caller, tell us you're a first-time caller as soon as you hear your area code so we can play your intro and you can introduce yourself. Use some enthusiasm. Show us that you're excited we're back here, man, because I'm definitely happy to be back. You guys are like my therapy, for God's sakes. So we're going to go take our first caller coming from the 559. You're live. Who's this? Where you're calling from?
This is Jay from Cali. What's going on, fellas?
What's up, brother?
All right, so, I mean, you asked about the Mayweather quotes, man. End of the day, I think that's all irrelevant. What Floyd says, what Pacquiao says, Bob says. Obviously, they got something going on behind the scenes, but right now, the holdup is the network. And it's funny because, you know, Floyd's the A side of the fight, but HBO and Showtime, between those two networks, HBO wants to be the A side because, you know, they've been the premier network. They have more subscribers, but that's the holdup right now. And hopefully hopefully the fight gets made soon. I think it will be announced before Super Bowl Sunday. I'm thinking probably this weekend or next weekend. And I'm pretty sure you guys have heard about Canelo and Kirkland signed for May 2nd.
Yes, I heard that last night.
That's nothing but a power move, man. That's a Oscar second power move. The first one was when he said Canelo's agreed to all terms against Cotto. He's trying to put Cotto in a tough position, but Cotto has every right to wait because Cotto wants the Mayweather fight first. That's his first. Then he'll go for Canelo because he's going to make the same amount of money. And he knows even if he loses to Floyd, the Canelo fight's still on the table. If he loses to Canelo, the Floyd fight's gone. And Cotto's smart because he knows, look, the Pacquiao-Mayweather, that fight has to be signed off by Super Bowl Sunday because if it's not, because they got to start doing their media tour. And Pacquiao said he wants 10 weeks to train, and if he wants 10 weeks, he got to start by mid-February. So Cotto knows he could wait it out. And once Mayweather-Pacquiao is made, Canelo fight has to be pushed back to June, and that's when Cotto will jump in, and he'll get the I think it's on the 13th or 6th. When's the Puerto Rican weekend?
I believe it's the second weekend in June, but I'm not certain on that.
I don't know. Cotto usually fights on June 7th is what he usually fights on, so we got to check what date that falls on.
All right, so yeah, I mean, if it's June 7th, whatever, that fight
7 or 6
to get announced in March, mid-March. I mean, there's no rush for that fight. If it's in June, you got plenty of time.
Yeah, that's what I've been saying. And the first time, I give Cotto a pass the first time around for not accepting the Canelo fight because he took what was perceived as a more difficult challenge for less money when he fought Sergio Martinez, because that was looked upon as a much tougher fight on paper than a fight with Canelo. So it's not like he didn't take a proposed tough fight instead of fighting Canelo the first time around. So if he doesn't fight Canelo now, let's see what who his opponent's going to be.
And look, if he fights Floyd instead of Canelo, that's another harder route, right? So it's not
and again, that's what I'm saying. So yeah, if he was to fight Floyd in a rematch as opposed to fighting Canelo, he's taking a tougher fight. So people can call him a coward all they want, but he's taking tougher fights than the Canelo fight.
No coward. He's a shrewd businessman.
That's what I'm saying.
Right now, Oscar's getting pissed off, and he knows what he's doing right now.
Yeah, I know. I mean, again,
I don't think it's Floyd who's the shrewd businessman. I think he just does what Al Heyman tells him.
No.
Heyman's brains behind this. It's not Floyd Mayweather. Come on, man.
I don't know, Stuart. I
was referring to Al Heyman. And another thing, I don't know if you guys heard, but Al Heyman is putting out a card, I believe, on March on Spike TV. Andre Berto and Jose Cito Lopez, and undercard is Sean Porter and Roberto Garcia.
Now, caller, tell me that you heard the episode when I said that there was a deal with Viacom and that we were going to get fights on Spike TV, and it was alleged that Al Heyman was behind. Please tell me you heard me say that.
I did.
Yeah, no, you're right. And look, this is why people keep saying Al's gonna ditch Showtime. He's not gonna ditch Showtime. He's trying to buy as many TV slots as he could. He's gonna get Spike TV. He's gonna get NBC. I'm pretty sure he'll do some business with Fox Sports. He'll get Showtime, man. He has 200 fighters now. He has to put them out. This is perfect right now for us as boxing fans.
It is perfect. Listen, let me get to some other callers. Thanks for calling in. And thanks for saying that Spike TV thing, because that's huge. Fight Hype just reported that about 5 o'clock today, obviously. Listen, you know what's the fucking problem? And this is going to be the difference of this 24-hour thing. You see, I was talking to Ken Porter 2 nights ago. I can show you the fucking text right now on the camera. And he told me, I asked him about Roberto Garcia, which is the guy that's getting the fight. He's the guy from Chicago with the big tattoo, fought a lot on ESPN, signed Al Heyman.
He's a tough guy.
Tough guy, yeah. Actually, remember, his last loss is Margarito. Margarito coming off of the Mosley loss in Mexico. He was 160 then, and he's worked his way back down to 147. Not back down. This is his first time, this whole campaign. So he's a big dude. Obviously, I'm not upset at the fight because this fight it's a good one because Porter's coming off a loss. So it's an up and coming guy who's a tough, rugged guy, but he is limited. He doesn't have boxing skill. He's a tough guy, So Porter should be able to win if he chooses to be the boxer. But man, this one slipped right by me. And Fernando was in LA. The night of the fight, the night of the Stavern fight, Fernando was in the Henry Ramirez gym. You could see all the videos, and he asked about the Berto Lopez fight. And Lopez like, no, I don't know. Fuck. Almost, guys, almost. Let's get to some other callers here. Who we got? 718, you're live. Who's this?
Yo, Ness, what up, though, man?
What's up, brother?
Yeah, man. Yo, man. There's a lot of Al Heyman good fights coming up, man. That's Spike TV, man. Man. I'm so excited for March, April, everything, man. And I want to say something about that Ariza, man. Ariza a peon, man. Mayweather got him on that camp just to get Pacquiao on the mad, man. Ariza, you ain't never hear Ariza come out saying nothing. He's relevant, man. I don't care about him, man. He can say whatever. Mayweather just got him. Giving him a couple dollars or whatever, got him doing all this and that, talking shit. That's about it. But I really believe that fight not gonna happen, man. And why I say that, because I think Cotto and Mayweather gonna fight, man. That's what I believe. Because Canelo fighting Kirkland is not gonna stop Mayweather and Cotto. It's not gonna block nothing.
QB.
Yeah.
Lower your voice because your phone is breaking up.
All right. Listen. Yeah. Canelo and Kirkland, that's not a good fight, man. For to stop Single the mind with Mayweather. I don't know what Oscar, he just bugging out. Oscar sniffing again. What's wrong with Oscar, man? That type of fight is nobody want to. Kirkland is a brawler, man. Canelo gonna beat the hell out that dude, man.
But that's what people want to see. You know, casual fans want to see someone get beat up. It's perfect.
Right.
Kirkland's going to come to fight, no matter what you say about him. He's tough, he's rugged,
I don't think that's going to stop
Mayweather
Mayweather from now that Cotto and Canelo would have stopped it, but whoever Mayweather fight, it's not going to stop it. And them two networks ain't going to put that fight. That ain't no pay-per-view fight, Canelo and Kirkland.
It better not be. It ain't worth it.
But it don't need to be. It don't need to be.
That's
Tell me
That's
that you're
true.
not gonna watch it. And didn't I fucking say this shit 2 weeks ago? That they were still gonna do it?
Yep.
I like that fight.
I mean, it works. It works if they put it on before the main event. You know what I'm saying? They could put it on before the main event of the Mayweather Pacquiao card, and the people will watch it. I mean,
that's good. That's
as long as it's on a network and they don't try to put it on pay-per-view. I think they'd be all right. You know.
Right now, I want to ram my head into the wall because when I said that show, and I said that they could capitalize on everybody waiting for the Mayweather fight and watch the Canelo fight for free, I was laughed at. But QB, thanks for calling in, brother. Let me get to some other callers here. We're gonna go to another 718 New York City. Who is this?
Yo, what up, Ness?
What up?
Hello?
Who is it? Who is it, baby? Where's your enthusiasm at, man? I'm happy to be here, not you.
This is Paul. This is Paul Yearwood from Queens. What's going on, yo?
Oh, Paul, what's up? What's up, brother?
I'm chilling, man. I'm glad we got another show going on. Hey, on this Mayweather-Pacquiao, man, I'm not too convinced that it's going to happen right now, honestly. I think I'm going to have to Floyd-cot if it don't, because if it's true that Pacquiao agreed to all the terms and all of that, and I'm pretty sure he got Pacquiao blood testing and all of that out the wazoo and whatever. He got probably piss testing before the fight and all of that. If he agreed to all of that and he said everything is gravy, I'm a Floyd-cot. I ain't watching no more because I don't care what other fight comes on. Really, I really can't understand why he wouldn't even sign up for this one right now and just let it come out. And y'all saying they gonna wait till February or to the Super Bowl to announce the fight?
January 31st, they're going to announce the fight.
If it does actually happen, that's when they're going to announce it. But didn't they say that Pacquiao and Bob Arum was going to walk away at the end of the month?
Yeah, so they're going to announce it January 31st, the Saturday before the Super Bowl.
Okay.
That's what his cousin said. I mean, his cousin said it on air.
All right. Okay. Y'all see, I was talking about the Peter Quillin and Andy Lee as well. I think that's a good fight. That makes me question Peter Quillin's really vacating that title. Honestly, he could have. I think he would have had a better fight with Karabov and probably be better favored in that fight. But with Andy Lee, I think he has the power to knock his ass out. I really think if Rosado didn't get cut in that fight, he probably could have gave him a hell of a fight the rest of that fight. I don't think he would win a decision just because Rosado doesn't win decisions, but I think he would have gave him a way better fight than
Well, let's not forget though, Andy Lee was a big underdog against Korobov, and not many people expected him to win.
Right, true, absolutely.
So I don't know if this is the tougher fight. I think
with that right hook.
Yeah, but my thing is this: if he doesn't land the right hook, then Quillin should win. With Korobov, he had to worry about boxing ability as well as a little bit of power.
I'm not sure if Peter Quillin's that kind of a mover. Like his defense hasn't impressed me ever really. Like he's been caught a few times and his power doesn't seem to scare me either. I see he knocked down Indom like 6 times when he got up every single time.
Yeah, I mean Peter Quillin's a very solid fighter. Obviously, he's not the best middleweight in the world.
I'm not trying to discredit him. I'm not trying to.
No, I'm not saying you are, but
Andy Lee has an equalizer on him.
Yeah.
If that thing lands, man, he really knocks people out. It don't matter what time of the fight it is, 10th round, 11th round, 12th round, 1st round, 4th round, he'll knock your ass out. And I think
what I'm saying though is Quillin is not like one of those balls to the walls type fighter in the ring. When he realizes that he can't knock you out or you hurt him, he's not afraid to hold on to you. He's not afraid to move out and reset. He's not one of those guys that when you hit him, he tries to get you right back. So I think he'll approach this fight, in a very cerebral, intellectual way. I think that he'll be trying to outbox Andy Lee from the outside, because Andy Lee can be outboxed from the outside. We've seen it, and I think that will be the game plan. I don't think he's gonna. I'm not saying that Andy Lee can't catch him or he won't hit him, but I think Quillin's going to be very cognizant of that right hook, and I think he's going to try to fight the most intelligent fight that he can without getting into a slugfest with this guy, because this guy has the equalizer. But I think if you look at Quillin's skill set, you would have to favor him in a lot of the other areas. So that's why I think, yeah, it's a good fight, whatever. But I think it's equally as tough, maybe a little less tough than the Korobov fight, because I think Korobov has more boxing ability than Andy Lee, and he got caught. And if he didn't get caught, he looked like he was on his way to winning a decision. So I don't want to discredit Andy Lee at all, but I think that Quillin's skills, play a bigger factor than Andy Lee's power in this fight, and I think that his skills will tell the tale at the end of the day.
Yeah, but do you think Quillin's chin will hold up if he does get caught? That is the big question.
I mean, he's been hit solid. I don't know if he's been hit with his big.
I've seen him hurt a few times, big.
Yeah, he's been hurt, but he's always seemed to recover.
Not big punches either. Like Dam, I think, hurt him, and others. So, like mate said, if Peter Quillin, right, has got his hands full with Andy Lee, because if Andy Lee catches him on that chin, mate, he's going to sleep.
Well, I'm from the school that all punches hurt, and if you hit anybody right, you can put him away. But my question is, will Andy Lee will have those opportunities? Will he be able to put himself in position to hit the tall, lanky Peter Quillin, who likes to move sometimes, who can use the ring when he wants to? I think it's an intriguing fight, but I would have to favor Quillin.
Paul, let me get to some other callers here, brother. Thanks for calling in. 414. You're live. Who's this? Where you calling from?
Nah, Scotty from Milwaukee. What's going on?
Scotty, what's up, brother?
What's going on, everybody? Hey, got a few points to make, 4 or 5 of them, but they're all real quick. First, congrats to Stuart Little on getting the Boxing Voice Facebook page. I don't do the Twitter thing, so I do the Facebook thing, so I'll be able to interact a little more with that. So that's cool. Let's see, I don't know if you guys remember, but I'll take a play out of Nuss's playbook and say go back and play the tape. But back in December, I called in and I told you it was going to be Mayweather Cotto 2, that he was just using that to secure the date. I still think that's going to happen. We're all talking about Ariza and everything, how he's yapping his mouth. You'll know real quick if Floyd put him up to that or not, because if he didn't and he talked out of turn, Floyd's going to get rid of him out of his camp, just like he did what's his name? Because you know how Floyd doesn't like anybody to speak for him except for him. That's a big thing with his ego and everything. So if he tongue lashes Ariza, then you know that Ariza did it on his own. But if he doesn't say anything about it, then you know he put it up to it, in my opinion. And the last thing is, I think we can discuss any of these points if you guys want. If not, I'll sit back and listen. But I'm really curious to see what Quillin's going to make for this fight against Andy Lee, because he gave up that, what was it, $2 million?
1.4, Scotty.
1.4, Robbie, thank you. So I'm real curious to see if he's going to get paid more than 1.4 this time.
I suspect he will, but I can't say for sure.
Nah, I don't think he'll get that. He'll get a million, I reckon.
Well, Andy Lee is a much bigger name than Korobov.
Yeah, but
that's true.
And if they put it,
Peter Quillin, he doesn't exactly bring a hat and army with him, does he?
Yeah, but there's a lot of Al Heyman fighters that get paid more than you think they're worth. So I'm sure Al Heyman's gonna make it worth Peter Quillin as well.
The main one.
Yeah.
With all this middleweight talk, guys, don't forget Jermaine Taylor's in legal difficulty. That title could become vacant because he could wind up getting stripped.
Yeah, that's the funny thing too, because a lot of these sanctioning bodies have what's called morality clauses, and he could get stripped basically off of that. Because if he's going to get convicted, he's going to get convicted of something off of this. He's not going to walk away with his slate clean after this. So he can.
No, what a complete idiot. I mean, good.
Yeah.
Well,
that's an oxymoron, isn't it? A sanctioning body with a morality clause?
They all have them.
Actually, Scotty, I got to give the WBC credit because they're actually forcing fights now. So as long as they continue to do that, I'm going to support that.
The WBC deserves a lot of credit because remember that they're also enforcing VADA. WBC is now. So not only did they do the weigh-ins the day before the fight to of course, for health reasons. Now they're also doing VADA for even more stringent health reasons. So WBC, I talked a lot of shit about them, and there are some things that they do, but they're trendsetters, that's for sure. So I've always
liked the WBC because they've always tried to implement things that the other sanctioning bodies haven't, and they're actually putting instant replay in their fights now too. That's another thing that they're going to do.
I'll have to disagree with you there, B, because I find the WBC the most crooked one out of the lot. I like the IBF because they make champions fight them.
Well, the IBF has a checkered past too, if you remember.
Yeah, it did have a checkered past when there was a documentary over here about.
You remember Bob Lee, right? The old commissioner. He was taking bribes. Remember that?
I think they've really put their ideas up, and I like the way they make champions fight their mandatories. Cole Froch, he has to fight the gal or give up his belt, and that's what boxing should be. You shouldn't be able to just keep your belt.
Listen,
like Peterson.
If we could just treat it like Transformers and get the mandatories from the IBF, because they rank their fighters, they move them up the rankings, and they make them fight. And then get the WBC and their new little VADA thing and the weigh-in and the fact that everyone loves the green belt.
Instant replay too.
And we got ourselves one super sanctioning body. Listen, Scotty, thank you. Did you leave it? Did you get everything out?
Yeah, that sounds good. Appreciate all you guys, Robbie, Stewart, Beeb. Rock on, man. I'll be listening.
All right.
Well, this middleweight division is becoming more interesting by the day because, remember, Cotto holds the WBC title, and, of course, Golovkin is his mandatory. So eventually that fight is going to be made or forced to be made if Cotto doesn't vacate the title. So
where they're
eventually
going.
Eventually we're going to see a hell of a fight here.
You know where they're going. They're going Cotto, Lee, or Quillin in Madison Square Garden.
Mm-hmm.
Whoever the winner is. So let's get to some callers here. 503, you're live. Who's this and where you calling from?
Hey, what's up, Ness? This is Josue from Aloha, Oregon.
Josue, what up?
What up, guys? Hey, so I have opinion on the whole Manny Pacquiao Floyd thing. Like, I've always thought that this fight will never happen. It's never going to happen. Not in this universe. Maybe in some other universe or some other galaxy it's already happened, but not in this one. Unfortunately, we're not going to get it. But I do think it's going to be Floyd versus Cotto. I've always thought that. I thought it was Kell Brook for a second. I did think he was going to fight Kell Brook for a while, but I guess that's not going to happen because I guess Kell Brook is going to be fighting some other month. But yeah, I mean, I think it's going to be Cotto, and I mean, why not? I mean, after all the Floyd bullshit fights he's given us, why not? Who cares? I won't be buying the fight. I'm done buying Floyd Mayweather fights, and I'm done buying Manny Pacquiao fights. I think we should all stop buying their bullshit, and and that's about it, man. I mean, just stop buying their bullshit and just as boxing fans, we should just all just stop buying their bullshit. So that's all I gotta say, man.
All right, brother. Damn, he's not happy, and that's why we just gotta put that fight out of our minds, because there's a bunch of other good fights. I mean, look, we're talking about Peter Quillin and Andy Lee, and you're gonna get the Garcia Peterson. Now you're going to get to see Sean Porter back in action, Josecito's back in action versus Berto. That's an action fight right there. I'm wondering what they're going to do next with Ortiz, man. I mean, who's Ortiz going to fight?
And what about Amir Khan? Why don't you put Amir Khan in against Brook?
Well, I don't think they're rushing to do anything with Khan because he's still with Golden Boy right now, so,
But Khan's the one that's been left to rot, really, isn't he? All the rest of them have got fights. Khan don't know where to go.
I mean,
I don't know.
They could have something big for him down the line. You just never know. What if they do the Wilder Fury with Oh no, because Fury's not with Sky, right?
He's with Box Nation.
Yeah, that won't work. I was gonna say bring Brooke and Fury at the same time, or they
Nah,
both go
that's
over
not going to happen. That's like getting Bob and Heyman to do business. It's just not happening.
Yeah, that's dreaming right there. That let's get to another caller. Let me see where we stopped at.
We stopped at 503.
We sure did. But this is, let me see, 503. Oh, he fell all the way off. Okay, so this is Suleiman. What's up, brother?
Hey, good evening. How you doing, Nash? How's everything?
We're good, brother.
Okay. I hear that this guy came out of the hospital, Bernie Severn, right?
I did not hear that.
Yeah, he's severely dehydrated. Yeah, severely dehydrated.
Yeah,
okay, so,
he was released today, I believe.
Oh, great, fantastic. So, who this guy's gonna fight next? Deontay Wilder on a rematch with Bernie Severn, or he's gonna fight somebody like Amir Mansour?
He's going to be fighting the best heavyweight in the world, in Tyson Fury.
Tyson Fury?
Yep, I think that's where they're going to go next.
Best heavyweight in the world, Tyson Fury.
Besides Tyson Fury, waiting for a title bout. Amir Mansour, Steve Cunningham. Everybody questions Steve Cunningham's size. He comes in at a 205. This guy came in at 219. I think that'd be a great scrap too. He got fast hands. He moves around the ring. I mean, the only thing he gets hit, he goes down, but that'd be a good scrap right there. Antonio Tarver. The heavyweight division is hot right now because
well, Suleiman, Cunningham is fighting on HBO in March, so he's already got a fight scheduled.
Okay. So yeah. So I gotta eat the crow for that fight because I picked Bernie Severn winning, but he went the distance. He still looked credible. So they probably give him a rematch along the line.
Whoa. He doesn't deserve any rematch. You should get two
that fight
servings of
will not have a
crow.
rematch.
So he was practicing some of the punching with gloves. He was practicing so much. He was 100% either.
Well, I mean, let's not forget the fact that Wilder had a broken hand. He had a corneal abrasion in his eye. He wasn't 100% either.
It would be nice to see who he's going to fight next, because there's a lot of heavyweights there.
Fighting the best heavyweight in the world, the 6'9" beast.
Yeah, no, he's going to be fighting Tyson Fury. You can mark that down. It'll happen sometime during the summer.
It's not signed. It's not signed yet, Robbie. It's not signed yet.
Time soon. He's not.
If you fight like Amir Mansour, who you pick winning? Amir Mansour or Deontay Wilder?
Wilder winner.
You beat Amir Mansour?
No, I'm picking Wilder.
Why do you think Amir Mansour is an elite fighter? With all due respect.
Yeah, he knocked out Freddie Casey. He went 12 rounds with Steve Cunningham. I mean, he's got a style. He works the body. He's a southpaw. He hooks a lot. I think that'd be effective against a guy like.
So he should fight Stavern next then.
Well, if they make the fight, that'd be nice too. I appreciate seeing that too.
All right.
You guys have a great show. I'll keep in touch with you guys next show, and thank you very much.
Suleiman.
Tell Amir Mansour I said hi.
Suleiman.
Yes.
Yo, you always ask to give you more time. We're gonna give you some more time. Listen, what fighter did Amir Mansour beat that is on the level of Bermain Stavern?
Okay, well, athleticism. I mean, Bermain Stavern. He throws he's a tough fighter. He broke Chris Aviola's nose the first time. Second time, people sleep on Bermain Stavern. So he broke his nose. He took the fight out of Chris Aviola. The referee could have stopped the fight. He didn't want to. Okay, he lost that fight by the distance. Then when they gave him a rematch because guys didn't want to fight him, he fought Chris Aviola the second time and knocked him out and took the belt, which was very clear by Vitali. Then he went and he fought the toughest fighter in the division with 32 knockouts and nobody want to fight. Okay,
Suleiman.
Yes.
I think you misunderstood me. Why are you telling me about Stavern? I'm asking you to tell me who did Amir Mansour beat that is on the level of Stavern. I already know Stavern is a decent opponent, and Wilder beat him. That's why I don't understand why you want to see Amir Mansour, a guy who couldn't knock out a cruiserweight when Tyson Fury already did, not knock out Cunningham, but you think he has a shot versus a guy that has a 32 knockouts on his record and just went 12 rounds convincingly whooping on Bermane Stavern's ass? What does Amir Mansour do when he gets tired the way that he got tired versus Cunningham, when he gets tired with a 219-pound, 6'6" dude?
Okay, now, respectfully, how you call it, Amir Mansour's style, he's like a Frazier to Deontay Wilder's Ali, because he hooks, he attacks the body a lot, ferocious. If you see the fight with Freddie Casey, you see the fight with Steve Cunningham, he's going to have to use lateral movement. He's going to be forced to use the ring. The guy hooks ferociously. He has concussive power with his southpaw left. He knows he's coming up in age, so he's going to be in tip-top shape when he comes up into that fight. He had a couple of regional belts before. With Steve Cunningham fight, he couldn't put him away. He dropped him, but he couldn't put him away. Steve Cunningham, for his size, he's 205. He's only weighing 14 pounds less than Deontay Wilder. So I don't see why everybody is saying that he's a cruiserweight. He has a lateral movement. He has the height also, and he could move. He could box. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know why they keep saying he's a cruiserweight.
They keep saying it because he couldn't knock cruiserweights out, and he ain't knocking heavyweights out.
Well, that's not his style, boss. His style is boxing. This is boxing. Most people forget. This is a boxing game. This is a boxing, a prize fighting ring.
Well, let me tell you this. Let me tell you this. Fred Casey, because we all seen that ESPN fight. That was a dude that obviously didn't have any talent. What he has was size and length and power, but he had no skill. And it took. I mean, that was a stellar knockout. Don't get me wrong. It was beautiful. But it took him a long time, and I just don't see it, man. Listen, you use the metaphor that he is the Frazier to Wilder's Ali, and you know what? Out of both guys, if anyone has any potential of being anything or remotely mentioned with those names, it's Wilder and not 43-year-old. Amir Mansour,
because Mansour is no smoking Joe Frazier.
Yeah,
let's get this. Let's get it straight. Yeah.
But I will say this: you can check the website, and I numerously do interviews with him. He has a shot versus anyone because of his power, but he's very limited. That left hook is all that he got. But Suleiman, now I do have to let you go. Whoa, brother, whoa! Didn't you hear I had to let you go? What's up with that? You want more time? Talk to me.
No, I just got one thing to say. Don't you think hard work is better than talent, than great talent? Hard work, the guys are hard work.
Sometimes.
I don't think it is, but it helps.
All right, thank you.
It's an admirable quality. It's an admirable quality, but it doesn't guarantee a world title.
Yep. All right, we're gonna go to Michael. Michael, what's up, brother?
What's up, Ness? How you doing?
Chilling.
What's good? First off, let me say, it's a great thing to have the dynamic duo back, you and Bede. I'm really happy about that. As far as I heard Robbie saying that he thinks that Wilder's going to go straight into a fight with Fury. I don't think so. I mean, that's such a valuable asset for Heyman to have, an American heavyweight.
Exactly.
That's good in front of a camera. I just think it's too risky right away to put him in straight away with Tyson Fury in a fight that he could win, but he could lose. I mean,
well, Michael, who would you put him in against that's worthy of a title shot right now? I think Fury. Granted, he's fighting.
Boxing doesn't work like that, Robbie.
Right, exactly. What planet are you from that he deserves?
All right.
Listen, he can fight Areola. Listen, I believe he can fight Areola on NBC, and it would be huge because Areola is known. He's been on TV. He's been on ESPN from like his 7th fight, that dude. And people know him, whether he wins or not. They know him.
Well, that's true.
Right. I mean, Heyman's going to trot him out against someone on NBC to get, I mean, casual fans don't. They don't.
I tell you what, don't be surprised if it is Areola. Seriously. Or Shannon Briggs.
It wouldn't surprise me at all. But I mean, it's such a valuable asset. He's good in front of the camera, and to risk that all after he just became heavyweight champion of the world, I think is bad business on Heyman's part. And Heyman knows what he's doing. He's not gonna give up a heavyweight champion one fight after he just won the belt. I mean,
Michael, I totally agree with you. I just like to award people that actually keep winning. Areola, the last time we saw him, he lost to Stavern. So,
Well, let me just say this: if Deontay Wilder really wants it, I'm sure he can get it. He wants to fight. I don't think Heyman's not going to say no. You can't have a fight if you really want it. Like Broner, they advised Broner not to fight Maidana, but Broner really wanted to fight Maidana, so they made the fight. So if Deontay Wilder puts his foot down and says, I want the fight, he'll get the fight. He's calling him out, and you could be 100% right. It could be a bad business move. But then again, it may be. He's got
a diamond there, a heavyweight champion, an American one that's knocking people out. Is he going to risk losing that?
I understand that, but at the end of the day,
heavier than him, and as good a boxer, if not better than him. So,
but at the end of the day,
do you know what I mean? I really do.
I agree with him. I agree with him too. But if the fighter wants to fight, he can get the fight. I mean, he wants the fight. The fighter makes the decision.
I realize I'm on the wrong side of this, but I believe in awarding a fighter who continues to win. So that's the only reason why I brought that up.
Well, I mean,
I get what you're saying, but I didn't see Wilder putting his foot down for the other 32 tomato cans he had first. I don't think he's all of a sudden going to start trying to.
I think he's riding on top of the world right now. He's the heavyweight champion of the world, and when you win a title, you're actually more confident. So he always wanted to fight Tyson Fury. He's called him out several times, and Tyson Fury didn't fight him. It never came to fruition.
I think it'd be better to wait for Tyson Fury to see if he could, to get another couple of fights and another couple of fights and build this fight up real big. I'm going to both in together next fight. I think we're ruining a big occasion then. Let Wilder get more known, because let's be real, we didn't even fill out the arena against Stavern. So you need to build him up a little bit. Get his name on advert.
These guys can both talk. They're both charismatic figures. They're both dynamic fighters. This is a made-for-TV fight, man. I think it could happen.
I agree, but I think you got to get Deontay on NBC one time as more of a showcase fight and get him way out there to the American public. I mean, I guess it did 1.4. I think the Stavern fight on Showtime. I mean, that's kind of quadruple on NBC. I think. You get him in there with someone who people know, such as Areola, and he smashes them out of there. I mean, now he's a bigger star than he was before. I mean, 10 million people are going to see him on NBC probably.
Well, I remember when Tyson Fury came over here and fought Cunningham, that was on NBC, and they got 4 million. So keep that in mind.
Right. I mean,
not only that though. This guy's had 32 fights against less than credible opposition. Now he's a heavyweight champion, so the expectations are going to be more. I don't think they're going to go backwards here. I think they're going to continue to go forward. That's why they want to fight Fury before they fight Klitschko. So Fury is supposedly going to be that next step up the ladder in terms of testing him before he gets in there with Klitschko. I mean, is it a risk? Absolutely. It's absolutely a risk. But it's a good fight, and from a fan standpoint, that's what I want to see. And I'm glad to see the fighter, and Al Heyman. He's like the only Al Heyman fighter that calls people out. So, if he says, Al, make this fight, I think Al will make the fight for him. I don't think Al will tell him no. That's just my opinion.
Isn't David Haye with Al Heyman as well?
Yes, he is.
Yeah, that would be a huge fight as well.
Would Haye take that?
First before the Fury.
I think Haye would take it.
Haye would take it. He's going to be
Haye would take it.
In sparring. I know that doesn't mean anything, but it's still confidence to a fight knowing that you've already whooped on the guy.
Oh my God! Look at how much we hated Heyman. Now look at the fight. Wow, that's a big fight. Wilder versus Haye. That's big anywhere.
Yeah. Now, Stuart, since you're from the UK, what do you think if Wilder fights Areola? What do you think Fury's going to do?
Well, this is it, man. I don't know what Fury's going to do. I don't even think he knows what he's going to do.
Yeah,
you got to take it one fight at a time with Fury.
Fury's going to continue to fight bums, man. We already.
Let's get straight here. Tyson Fury signed on the fucking dotted line to fight David Haye twice, one of the most explosive heavyweights in the division. So he's not afraid of nobody.
Yes,
David Haye pulled out twice. Come on, man.
Whatever, man. Whatever. Something always seems to happen, and he shouldn't have fought Chisora. There was no reason for a rematch. Chisora was coming off.
That was just a Frank Warren thing.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's like Beeb's been saying all night. the fighter, the promoter works for the fighter. If the fighter says, I want the fight, you make the fight. Listen, Mike, let me get to some other callers here, brother. I believe this is our alumni.
It's Baltimore, gentlemen. The gods will not save you.
Yeah, what's up, y'all? What's going on?
What's happening?
Not much, man.
All right. I called in the last fight, but I don't think I got in. But I picked the dead man, so I gotta eat my motherfucking crow, man.
I like to hear when you call in and ask us to serve you this up.
Yeah, man. I don't know what the hell this shit is, but hey, I picked the wrong motherfucker, so that's what it is. You know, man, I don't even want to talk about that fight, man, because he must have shot something. You know, he an undertaker. He must have shot some embalming fluid in the stuff before he fought that night and shit. You know what I'm saying? But y'all talking about this Mayweather shit. I already told y'all, motherfucker. This fight ain't gonna happen to both of the motherfuckers living in nursing homes or in a poorhouse. That's when they gonna decide to fight. When Mayweather trick all his money away, and Pacquiao, and the tax motherfuckers take all Pacquiao money, that's when you gonna see the fight.
Pacquiao will be president of the Philippines by then.
Yeah, when that happens, then the motherfuckers gonna be fighting. They'll be like 47, 48, something like that, 48, 49. Then you gonna see them two motherfuckers fight. That's how boxing is, man. Because you can't expect nobody to get punched in the head every day to make no good business decisions. Y'all be sitting here arguing like these niggas gonna make some good decisions. That's why when people ask me about boxing, I'll be like, oh man, I'll be like, yo, nobody. If y'all ever talk to somebody that don't watch boxing, they like boxing a little bit, but let them start asking y'all questions about why this fight. You wouldn't even have a clue to answer how, because no other sport work like boxing, man. That's what it's like. Yo, it's ridiculous how they do it's ridiculous how they do the fans, and we be trying to justify the shit. People actually say, oh, it's Mayweather's fault. Oh, it's Pacquiao's fault. Who the fuck knows? You gonna listen to Bob Arum? 100-year-old motherfucker that's been recorded about 1,000 lives? This nigga about 100 years old, he been recorded a whole bunch of lives. And people actually believe in him. I was like, yo, I don't understand it. I just don't understand it. People be actually making videos talking about what Bob Arum said. I be looking at the motherfucker like, this motherfucker listen to Bob Arum? He don't need no boxing channel. This nigga's a liar. That's all, man. That's all I really gotta say, man. It's get frustrating after a while, man. And I can't believe people ain't tired of this shit yet. I don't even buy none of their fight. You know, and anybody. One thing I know Ness like to hang up on me and shit. But one thing I like about Ness, man, he asks the right questions, man. He asks the questions that the fans probably would want to know if he ever get in front of these motherfuckers. Some of these niggas be asking Cotto about his white pants and shit like that. Asking Mayweather what's in the suitcase and all that. Man, nobody want to hear all this dumb shit you ask these dumb motherfuckers, man. It's crazy, man. It's just crazy as a boxing fan. You got to sit back and this little motherfucker, just Santa Cruz motherfucker. He fought the nigga that he fought his gardener. He fought his gardener the other motherfucking night, man. He fought the motherfucker that worked out in his backyard and shit. And these motherfuckers here come on, yeah, he in a tough fight. This nigga ain't in no motherfucking tough fight, man. He carrying this motherfucker, man. He fought this motherfucker that worked out California somewhere, picking the fruits on fucking trees on motherfucking way, man. I'm tired of this nigga, man. And then he don't want to fight nobody in his fucking division that's champ. He been cheating like his fourth fight, and he don't want to fight nobody. And we get in front of this motherfucker and won't even put no hard questions on him. They won't even press up on this motherfucker, man. So I don't even really, you get tired of the boxing, man. But I ain't gonna hold it up, man. I'm gonna let everybody else get their chance. Y'all be easy, man. One.
Well, Wood, let me ask you something.
Yeah.
Would I ask him?
You'll ask him.
You crazy, man. You an accident. You asking them motherfuckers some crazy shit. You asking Broner some crazy shit. I be cracking up when you do your interviews, man. That's you would ask them. And that's why people should support this boxing channel. Should have at least 100,000 on YouTube. It should be way up there because y'all would get the, you would ask the right questions. You would ask the motherfuckers with back in the day. I can see your ass working back in the day because you ask the questions that a real person would ask. That money, you know, a real boxing reporter would ask. And I don't even know if you do this shit for a fucking living. And these motherfuckers that do this shit full time don't even ask the questions. They be asking some stupid shit. So man, they need to stop listening to them dumb channels, start listening to real channels and real motherfuckers that will ask these motherfuckers. A lot of these motherfuckers feel like they want to be their buddies and shit. I have enough friends. I got enough family. I have enough friends. I don't need to be talking to boxers on the fuck. I talk too much shit about them. I don't give a fuck about them. I want to see the niggas beat each other the fuck up any the fuck way. I don't give a fuck. I want to see a good fight. If I'm on a Friday night, Saturday night, I want to see a good fight. I want to see a nigga fight a nigga. I want to see a nigga fight his old boy. I want to see a nigga fight another champion. I want to see somebody that I've never seen before on TV, and he's a champion, man. This shit, I ain't grow up watching no bullshit like that, man. Bobby, these motherfuckers act too much like little girls. They act too much like little girls, man. And they retarded. They shouldn't even be making decisions. They retarded, man. They shouldn't even be making decisions. I'm gonna let y'all go, man. Y'all be easy, man.
Wood, I better get $1 from you. Mike, what's up, brother? It's the Beeb hour right now, ladies and gentlemen. Get your pens and papers out because we're about to give you some better advice, courtesy of the Beebster.
Cool. Thank you for letting me get back on that. Beeb, who you taking this weekend in the Rios Alvarado? Just real quick.
I'm gonna take Alvarado. Because I think both guys slowed down, but I think Alvarado's the better boxer. You know, and when you fought a guy more than once, you generally have to favor the boxer because that's the guy who you know, tends to fight a more controlled fight, and that's the guy that usually fights a technical fight. And Rios, I think Rios is somewhat one-dimensional. Alvarado, even though he's not the greatest fighter in the world, he could do a lot more things than Rios can. So he's a little bit more multifaceted. So that's why.
Can I just interject here? You see, I always have to look like the bad guy, but Mike, that's for tomorrow, brother. I thought you was gonna ask some other bet. You want to talk about tomorrow's show today? What about the thousands that are expecting it tomorrow?
He can elaborate further on it tomorrow. He could like say half of it now and half of it later if he wants to.
Right, I'm good. I just wanted to get Beeb's take. I'm good. Thank you for the time to let me get back on. I'll holler at you tomorrow.
You know what the tough bet is though? The over under because it's tight. I don't know if I would touch that. I think I would just bet Alvarado straight.
Yeah, me too. I mean I look back at the scorecards and I won't go too much into it, but Rios only won 5 of the 19 rounds. So
yeah,
I think
yeah.
I appreciate you letting me get back on, and I'll holler at you guys tomorrow.
All right, man. Beeb is going with Alvarado. I don't know if anybody heard the conference call for the Rios Alvarado 3, but you can definitely check it out on our YouTube channel. And I highly recommend listening to the entire video of this conference call because Beeb is picking Alvarado, and I don't think Alvarado sounds right at all.
And Brandon Rios does.
Well, yes,
well,
he does. Yes, he does. That's why
that guy was punch drunk at 26.
Okay, and that may be so. That may be so. But when you go back and listen to that tape, and both of those men are on the tape simultaneously because they're asking each other. You know, listen, it's not like any other conference call anyway. The way that they had it set up was perfect. They both could talk to each other, and we could talk to them. And listen, Rios sounds 100 times better. 100 times better. Alvarado doesn't sound right, bro.
Yeah, but you know,
he did it to Bradley.
But you know why? You know why Rios sounds better?
On Bradley.
Yeah, but you know why? You know why Rios is always going to sound better than Mike Alvarado.
Rosado has lately. I mean.
But Rios is always going to sound better.
More punishment that one. But for me, I could never pick Brandon Rios to win a fight ever again. So I want to go with Alvarado on that one.
Yeah, but let me just say this: the reason why Rios sounds better than Alvarado is because Alvarado's always high. Rios doesn't smoke pot, not like Alvarado does. Alvarado's always on something. He's been in trouble his whole life, regardless of what fight he's going into. So he's never going to be right.
Do you remember, guys, when Ness interviewed him on this show? How he sounded?
He walks around high all day. It doesn't really matter. Some people can function being high. I mean, there are some functional people that are like that.
He's like the Nick Diaz of boxing, isn't he?
Yeah. I mean, he's never going to be normal. He's never going to talk normal. He's never going to act normal. He's always going to be in trouble. But with that being said, he's always won fights under those conditions. So I don't think it's going to play a factor.
But with Alvarado, I mean, with Nick Diaz, at least he came out the closet. Alvarado hasn't proved it yet. He hasn't said that he does smoke.
He was higher than a motherfucker. Yeah, he was stoned as fuck.
Let's get to some callers here. Let's see. We went to that one, and we gotta go to. I think we went to that. All right, so we're gonna go to 469. This might be T from Toronto. I'm starting to learn everybody's number now, right? T from Toronto, right?
No, sir.
Fuck.
Here, Miguel from Dallas, brother.
Miguel from Dallas, my bad. What's up, brother?
What's up, brother? No, man, I just got something to say about. Man, I hope this Floyd and Manny happens, really, man, because I am so disappointed if it doesn't happen. Hey, man, I had a question, man. You know that y'all will Beep actually was saying about the. Hey, Beep, and also, I'm glad you're back, brother.
Thank you, brother.
I was going to ask you, man. Beep, you know how much a Super Bowl commercial, 30-second commercial costs?
$4.5 million, the last I heard.
Exactly. You think they'll invest that much money just to announce it on that day? It's a lot of money.
I think they're going to announce it the Saturday before. That's what I think. The Friday or the Saturday before the actual Super Bowl. And this may sound crazy. I wouldn't be too surprised even if they had some commercials already set up for that Super Bowl.
Now, let me ask you guys a question. Would it serve the same purpose if Mayweather just attended the Super Bowl and then allowed himself to be interviewed by all the reporters on hand?
Well,
heavy, yes.
And it's free. And now your advertisement becomes free. They'll put him on a teleprompter right away.
Yeah, I mean.
Because since this is such a wide-watched sporting event, they have more media at this event than they do at any other. So not only will he get U.S. media, but you're talking worldwide stuff.
Well, I just want to say right now, if it happens, he got to give me 10%. It was my idea. This is a way to save on advertisement.
I agree. Hey, and also, I don't know if y'all heard about him going to Australia, going to have a little talk with Anthony Mundine.
Oh my God! Please don't do that to me. Don't do that.
No, yeah, seriously, I heard about that because I think what's his name was he was mandatory, wasn't he? One of the
Listen, I don't even want to have those negative thoughts in my head.
Mandatories don't mean a lot.
And listen, let me tell you something. Mundine, oh my God, we used to have Mundine on here like every 3 weeks.
No, seriously, I heard about that. Somebody told me that, and as a matter of fact, they even sent me the text from the advisor of Anthony Mundine saying that he will be listening to him next week on the 29th, I believe, or the 28th, some of this month, next week. He'll be out there in Australia.
Man, it's all about money, man. It's all about money. If Anthony Mundine can present a good enough offer and get Mayweather over there, and he goes over there,
Anthony Mundine is not getting Floyd Mayweather over to Australia.
Wait a minute, Stuart. Listen.
Let's get out of this little fairy world we're in now and get back to the real world.
Stuart, listen. He got $1 million from Mosley. He found it. He made Mosley go to Australia. He found it. Now
Shane Mosley is not Floyd Mayweather.
I understand that. Now listen though, if the offer's enticing enough, it's an event. Even though the opponent is not worthy, it's an event because
let's not get onto this again.
If Mayweather leaves the country, it's not an event, regardless of the opponent. I mean, the guy visited Africa and it was an event. You're gonna tell me him fighting out the country isn't an event?
Do you want to think Floyd Mayweather is going to go to Australia to fight Mundine when he's saying Amir Khan's even not worthy to fight him?
Who knows? Who knows?
In Dubai.
Right? Who knows, right? There was a time when he said he wasn't going to fight
Abu
Berto.
Dhabi, sorry.
There was a time when he said he wasn't going to fight Berto, but you heard what Beeb said. He wasn't there for no reason.
Because I don't know if you've noticed.
Floyd Mayweather was in England the other day in a barber shop. So doesn't mean he's going to fight fucking Kell Brook, does it?
Somebody tweet Floyd the cover of Australia book over there, and I don't know if you saw the tweet that he retweeted saying that thanks for the love, guys. I'll be seeing you soon. Did you see that on his Twitter account? It was on. I saw it earlier, and when I saw that
no, but that doesn't prove much though. He could just be visiting.
I don't know if he's gonna. Man, that would suck. Anthony, come on, guys. I mean, I'm telling you right now, man. These two guys don't fight. I'm through school with these two guys.
Nah, man, forget about them. Forget about them. Don't get upset. Don't. Oh shit. Hamada. Yeah, I did forget about you. Listen, don't forget about them. Don't get upset. 2015 is looking to be a fantastic year. We got Golovkin coming up. We got so much. Listen, we can put them out our minds if you guys choose to. I'm going to be here every day so we can put them out of our minds. Listen, let me get to some other callers. And what me being here every day is going to do is also going to allow more people to be on, because I know that the lines get jammed up. And look, I had Hamada on here for 27 minutes and forgot all about him because he's a gentleman with his phone on mute like that. You see? A guy like that can hang with me. Talk to me, Hamada.
Yo, Ness, what's going on?
Chilling.
I ain't got time to be talking about Floyd and Manny and these bullshit, man. But I was gonna say, it's funny, you know, because I heard Stuart say on one of the recent shows that Severn was weight trained. That's why he lost his last fight.
Yeah, I did actually. Can I just interrupt before you slag me?
No, I'm not slagging you off.
At the end, I did put it straight. I got it wrong. I did say at the end of the show, but it was probably late on in the show, and you probably didn't see that bit. But you're right. I did get it wrong. Hold my hands up. I was just going off there. Long time since I've seen the fight. That's what I'm saying.
No, listen, do it. I ain't even trying to get at you, but that seems to be his excuse for losing the other day.
Whose excuse? What? Severn?
Yeah.
Yeah, dehydration. Dehydration. That's what he's saying. I mean, it's that ragu sauce, mate. Do you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, that soaked all his fluids, mate, and he's dehydrated. Yeah, right. Of course he won't dehydrate. He just got his arse whooped. You just got to accept it at the end of the day. And we won't be seeing Severn anywhere near a title shot again. You know,
listen, man, I wanted to speak to you about that. What do you think about all this, like Froch announcing the injury, and then later on the same day Chavez announcing he's fighting for Farah? Doesn't that seem a bit suspicious, though? You think?
Well, not really, no, because Carl Froch has been begging for that fight. So if he was nearly signed, why would he boycott it and go and fake some injury? I just don't see the point of it. There's just no reason. He wanted that Chavez fight. He's been calling it for how long? In America, on pay-per-view. That's what he wanted. Why would he took that away to fake an injury? I don't see why.
Oh, because what I think is that Heyman didn't approve. So Froch tried to make it seem like his injury is the reason why the fight is not happening.
But what does he gain by doing that? I just don't understand.
So he doesn't. So no one presses him to fight the girl.
He's not going to fight the girl no matter what. He's going to retire if not.
Yeah, but obviously, if people saying you can't get the Chavez fight, if he was declining the Chavez fight, people would be pressing him saying fight the girl. Then Chavez don't want to fight you. Fight the girl.
Yeah, I mean, you got a point. You got a point. But to be honest with you, I just don't think he wants to fight the girl anyway. And if he takes the Chavez fight, he's got to give up his belt anyway. So.
Yeah, man, it's some bullshit, man. I think.
Yeah, I mean, you know, but Carl Froch is not going to duck anyone. We all know that.
I think he won't duck anyone, but I think Eddie Hearn's just, you know, whispering in his ear, telling him things, you know. Because apparently B-Hop's come out saying he wants to fight him.
Well, see, that's your problem, Hamada. All you do is listen to the show. If you'd have went to the site today since like 9:30, actually yesterday, it was posted that he's going to wait for Chavez.
Yeah, but he doesn't want to fight B-Hop.
Well, why would he? Why would he? He wants Chavez. It's a bigger fight. B-Hop doesn't do the numbers that he does. B-Hop does numbers on regular TV. He doesn't do pay-per-view numbers. So
it's all about pay-per-view in America, mate. That's what it's all about. That. Otherwise, there's better fights out there.
Pay-per-view money. Eddie Hearn's just after that pay-per-view money. Eddie Hearn's scumbag. He's just.
Well, we're talking about a guy that charged us £16 to watch Balloon Cleverly. Pitter-patter each other for 12 rounds. I mean, it was a disgraceful night of boxing. I don't think Eddie Hearn will ever live that down. Probably one of the worst nights in British boxing. I mean, it was a disgrace.
Don't you think Froch versus Hopkins is a better fight than Froch versus Chavez?
No, because B-Hop's just come off a good hiding. You know, he's an old man now. Do we really want to see B-Hop in there with Froch? I mean,
what's Chavez? He basically lost to Brian Vera.
Yeah, he did. I agree with you, but Chavez brings pay-per-view numbers. Chavez brings up pay-per-view pattern. That's what it's about, mate. Cole Froch is getting $5 million a fight in the UK, so that's the sort of money you need to be bringing to get Froch over. That's or close to that. $5 million a fight he's been getting recently. So
yeah. Man. Anyways, what's Jermaine Taylor been doing, man? Nez, tell us, man. What's Jermaine? He's on some gangster shit.
Well, he likes to have company with law enforcement officials. That's his game.
Have you seen the videos he's been putting out?
Yep.
He's on some gangster shit. I'm also surprised that Beeb's on the show, man. A quick comeback.
Yeah, man. Like I said in the beginning of the show, I'm gonna continue to send him the invite. You know, he's more than welcome to come on because I know. Listen, it's not about our egos. It's about what you guys like, and obviously he's a part of that. So I would never tell him he can't come. Like I still send the invite every day to Mario. I have you guys know, and James and Vic. That you know, they come, they come. If you said that, they will come.
Nez, have you seen that video of that guy taking some shots at you, man?
What video?
Is that EJ?
Some Rhymes.
Who?
Boxing with the Rhymes. He's taking some serious shots at you, Stuart. You need to see it, man. Have you not seen it?
Well, I don't want to see that for. Come on, I got better things to do.
I'm not.
I saw it.
He takes shots at everyone, man. He's a very knowledgeable man. I'll give him credit. He's a very knowledgeable man, but his hatred is making him blind.
Who is he?
We'll just leave it as that.
You know who EJ Boxing is?
Errol?
Yeah, Errol's alright. EJ's alright.
Nah, he didn't take no shots at me, did he?
No, not Errol. Boxing beats and rhymes.
Oh, okay.
One of the. Like I said, he's a knowledgeable man, so I'll give him credit for that.
Who's that? The guy with the Muslim name is like Abdul Salam something?
Nah, he's a UK guy. He's from the UK. He's the one that he did a video with 78 Sports TV trying to blame Cal Brook for illegal hand wraps. I mean, it was comedy gold.
Oh, that's a shame because I remember playing his clip on my show. Damn. See, I spread love to everybody, man. I don't got any hatred for none of these dudes. So, shout out to him. Whatever.
Was it about Deontay Wilder by any chance? Was it?
Yeah, Mark Breeden.
Oh well, listen. This is a guy that chats to Deontay Wilder all the time. You know, he's obviously got. It's obviously more than just boxing.
I'm going to address this Mark Breland thing because there's a bunch of other Olympians that came out in his class that I do know. Like, listen, I'm not going to know everybody. I'm fucking 34, dude. I was fucking 5 years old or 4 years old when, Breland was out there. Like, what you want me to do? I'm supposed to be watching cartoons then. If you're going to make a video getting at me about Mark Breland, well, damn, you got no life, player.
Mark Breland never reached his full potential.
Why do you say that, Stuart? Why do you say that?
Knocked out by Jorge Vaca. Marlon Starlin beat his ass. At the end of the day,
why do you say that? He was a two-time world champion.
Lost in the next fight, sort of thing. So he's easy forgettable. So let's get off Nez's back about this.
How can you discredit that guy, man? That's crazy.
Yeah, but that was the misconception or the misunderstanding, miscommunication that we had last show. I wasn't discrediting him.
Stuart was.
I said because people were saying what they're saying now, Mark Breland this, Mark Breland that, he's got Mark Breland, but then we see him making fundamental mistakes. Like if anyone goes and listens to the first 30 minutes of the show, I gave Wilder tremendous credit for what he did, but there's still fundamental flaws. At this level, fundamental flaws shouldn't be there. Your flaws should come from lack of adjustment. For instance, Sean Porter, right? Everyone would want to see him do something to negate the consistent clinching, show an adjustment, but it wasn't because of fundamentals that he wasn't beating Kell Brook. But Kell Brook's fundamentals were definitely beating Sean Porter, maintaining his guard high, staying behind the jab and following with the right hand. Fundamentals. I don't understand. How could I get clowned for calling the fight exactly how it was? If you didn't see him being flat-footed, well, then you're blind. You're blind. He doesn't move in the ring like a Saddam Ali or Terrence Crawford, but he's only 219. So how is it a problem that I point that out? He's a fucking forward or something. He's dunking the ball, but you telling me he doesn't have any agility in the ring? I mean, and if that's not a problem, okay. I'm not saying he's garbage. I never said that. I picked him for God's sakes. Oh my God!
I just think he's that type of fighter where he's not going to be a guy who likes to fight off, bounce a lot, fight off his feet. I think a lot of guys that are flat-footed are still successful fighters. Like Marvin Hagler was a flat-footed fighter. He didn't get up on his toes and move around the ring a lot. There's a lot of success. Roberto Duran was flat-footed. I just think that's his style of fighting, and that's what he's going to do because it brought him to the dance. So he's going to continue to fight the way he fights. I mean,
now that you're more relaxed, right? Because I've seen some comments, and I even got clowned for saying that if Vitaly lands a left hook on Wilder,
but Vitaly's retired. It's Vladimir you're supposed to say.
Vladimir. And people were laughing at that. I mean, how could you laugh at that man's power and just the way that he throws the left hook? It's not like you're gonna counter Vitaly when he throws his left hook. So I don't even understand. I mean, it's crazy, man.
But you have to realize one thing. This is the one thing you really have to realize is when fighters fight different types of fighters, they don't fight everyone the same way. Like people are going to say about Tyson Fury, he got knocked down by Steve Cunningham, right? Don't you think he was kind of clowning and he was putting his hands down and he was being an idiot during that moment and then he got caught and it was basically a flash knockdown? Do you think he's going to fight Deontay Wilder like that? Do you think he's going to allow Deontay Wilder to hit him? He didn't respect Steve Cunningham's power, and Steve Cunningham hit him with a shot that he wasn't prepared for, and he went down. So I understand what you're saying. You may have saw things you didn't like, and if you're going to hold on to that, you're going to hold on to that. I'm not going to change your opinion. But what I'm trying to say is every fighter fights, most fighters fight, world-class fighters will make adjustments to their opponents, and they're not going to fight the same way. There are certain fighters like Manny Pacquiao who tend to fight the same way all the time. That's just the way they are. But I've seen Tyson Fury fight guys differently, and I just witnessed Deontay Wilder fight in a manner that I didn't think he was able to fight. I saw him fight a little more controlled in this fight, and I just thought that he had a good game plan going in. Whereas the other fights, I just think he went through the motions. So, that's what you have to keep in mind. Don't just because you saw one guy do this one time or get hurt one time because of that. Look at the whole situation as a whole. I don't think Tyson Fury would fight Deontay Wilder the same way he fought Steve Cunningham, and I don't think that Deontay Wilder would fight Tyson Fury the same way he fought Bermane Stiverne. That's why there's different game plans for different fighters. That's just my opinion.
Well, I mean, the good thing is I liked what I saw, and if people didn't understand that, hopefully this translates this time around. Let me get to some callers.
Yo, Ned.
You?
Quickly before you go, give me some crow, man. I was all wrong about Wilder, man. I was saying that we can't box in that, man. Give me some crow.
You're an honest man.
Let me say one more thing before I go. Fuck the Flomos. See you later.
All right, 518. You're live. Who's this? Where you calling from? On the check-in.
What's going on, guys? What? It's Antonio from Albany. What's up?
Albany. What up, Antonio? Damn, Antonio, how long you been calling in now, man? It's got to be at least 2 years.
Yeah, man. I've been out for a while, man, for the holidays and stuff, family stuff, But I've been listening, though. I've been listening to Uni, Boxing Coalition out there, so, But, I just want to get my thoughts in about this whole Mayweather thing, man. Look, you guys are only thinking about Mayweather and Cotto right now, man. Yo, for some odd reason, man, about an hour or so ago, Amir Khan tweeted, expected unexpected, man. Yo, man, you never know, man. Floyd might go to fucking Australia, man. They might fucking, call out the fight right there, man, in Australia, man. You never know, man. Shit can happen crazy, man. 2015, Al Heyman is fucking surprised the shit out of us with these fights. Man, you never fucking know, man. Come on. I'd rather see fucking Khan versus fucking Floyd, man. You know what I mean? Man, I don't know, man. I for some reason, man, I just feel like that shit some crazy shit like that might happen, man. But off the side of that, then also want to talk about these fights, man. Andy Lee, fucking fuck, what the fuck is this name? Kid Chocolate, man.
Quillin.
Yo, Kid Chocolate. Huh?
I said Quillin is his name.
Yeah, Quillin, man. Yo, Quillin, yo. Let me tell you something, man. I said this a few shows ago, man. Al Heyman, yo, man, he's putting some good ass fights this year, man. Cause Angelica win this shit, man. If there ain't no fishy shit going on, man, ain't no one buying judges and shit like that, man. Yo, these fights, yo, could be entertaining, and the A side can lose, man. Talking about, Danny Garcia, Peterson, Broner, Molina, Thurman, Guerrero, Quillin, Andy Lee. Yo, man, I don't know, man. Crazy year, man. You never know, but that's my thoughts on that, man. Man, you never know. Pacquiao, Mayweather can happen in September, man. I mean, if it doesn't happen, fuck it. I'm happy with the fucking fights that's going on right now and the upcoming fights too. We got Brandon Rios, Alvarado this weekend. Then we got fucking April and March, Al Heyman boxing. Man, I could care less about Pacquiao and Floyd, man. But I'm out though. I'm gonna listen though. Mute me.
All right, brother. Well, thanks for calling in. I just want to right away thank the first guy. He must be live listening. Boom, just sent in him a donation. My man, Lewis. Thank you very much for supporting the journey. Believe me, you're going to get a return on that investment. Let's see. 813, you're live. Who's this? Where you calling from?
Yo, this is Randall from Tampa.
Randall, what up?
I need my double help in the crow.
Oh, we serving that up, man. Crow pie.
But what I want to say, as somebody who didn't have any bar set for Deontay Wilder, I was extremely impressed with his performance last Saturday. He showed some stuff. He rolled punches. He took a shot. He was fighting off the back foot, things we never seen him do. And even in the 12th round, I was just, you see him smother Stavern in the 12th round. I was like, man, this guy is like owning this dude. I mean, I was so high on his performance, I couldn't believe what I was watching because I called in and said, this guy, I was never impressed by anything he did in the ring. I know the guy had power, but the fact that he went 12 rounds, I was more impressed than that than if he would have knocked out Stavern early.
Well, hey, I'm glad that he won in the way he did because I don't mind eating crow when that happens, when a fighter goes beyond my expectations and actually proves that he belongs in the ring. I mean, it's easy for a fighter to go in and be like Mike Tyson and KO people in 1 or 2 rounds, but it's more impressive when they have to work for a victory. So, I agree with you.
Well, the thing about it, like Wood made a point last time when we called, and he was saying like we really don't know who is Wilder, and the reason why we like I couldn't bet for someone or couldn't cheer for Wilder because his competition was so bad that they didn't force any. He fought one way for 30+ fights, coming forward, just swinging for the fences, and the person who was across from him just let him do it. It took his 33rd fight for him to make adjustments and have an actual game plan other than just running in. So I just couldn't see what people saw in him. Yeah, he was tall, he was this and he was that, but he had used at that point. He hadn't used that jab like that. It was crazy. I mean, 32 fights and he fought nobody. I mean, it was to me. I was just shocked to see him have that much ability that he did have. Now, I don't think he fought a perfect fight. I think there's a lot of room for improvement. But now I can see we got some clay to work with, and he got some potential if he stick to his craft and take it seriously and continue to develop. He could be a champion for a while, but they have to. He still got room to grow. I wouldn't put him nowhere near Klitschko this year. Hello?
Yeah, no, you make very good points. No, he's not ready for Vladimir Klitschko. He does have a lot more work to do. and I'm looking forward to seeing him do it. But I guess from what Beeb said earlier, Beeb, did you say he broke his hand during the fight?
Yes, he did in the 4th round.
Oh, okay. So he'll be out a while because that'll have to heal. So, but no, it'll be very interesting to see how he fights and who he fights next.
Also, I think they need to put him and Fury, like the old school, on showcase fights on NBC, on showcase fights on the same card, and like build that fight up, like the way HBO used to do it back in the day. I think we should be looking for that fight at the end of the year. Let Fury get his fight out the way, and then sometime in the summer, you put them on a showcase card on NBC or something. So one of those daytime NBC cards, because it's going to be nighttime in the UK. So you put them on those daytime NBC cards, showcase them, and set up the fight. And I think it'll be a huge fight at the end of the year. I don't think we should rush into that fight.
Well, you're looking at it from a promoter's point of view, and that's an excellent way to think about it. But you're going to have to pay him an awful lot to come over here. I don't think NBC will go over there. So, that's a consideration too. So,
well, even if they don't, they can still do either Wilder can travel over there, or they can do a split venue. NBC get the US rights, and they can show the fight live on a Saturday afternoon, not in prime time. And then after that live fight from the UK, you can have Wilder fighting someone. And I think it's a perfect setup just with the fact that NBC has some daytime dates, and it'll make it prime time in the UK, so they can already have the fight live. It's not like how HBO would show like a Klitschko fight in the middle of the afternoon and then show it again. This time you can watch it live on NBC. And then after the Fury fight, you can have a split venue. You can have Deontay fighting someone, and they can do it like that. I just don't think they shouldn't rush that fight. I think they need to build the fight, just one fight. I ain't saying build it like how Gamboa and the Puerto Rican kid. You know what I'm saying? They need to, one fight, split. Put them on the same card. Let everybody see these two big guys, 6'9", 6'7", and then we'll have a big clash at the end of the year with the winner getting Klitschko early next year. Because Klitschko talking about he want to fight Shannon Briggs, because Shannon Briggs was so disrespectful. Did y'all read the article about that today?
Well, he gonna be fighting Jennings, and he ain't making it out of that fight. But listen, 813, let me get to some other callers. Thanks for calling in. And I'm lying about Jennings taking Klitschko out. 714, you're live. Who's this?
I'm glad you just said that, Ness.
Hey, what up, Ness?
What's up, brother? Who's this?
From Anaheim.
What's up, Javier?
Yo, Ness. Yo, I was listening to I just finished listening to your last show, and I was listening to what you said about Deontay Wilder, and I think what I think Beeb and the other I guess the callers missed. But the part that they didn't hear is what you were saying about him being fundamentally flawed. I think you're right, because I don't know if you remember a while back. Remember Juan Manuel Marquez had a beef with Canelo Alvarez because he became champion, and he said the exact same thing you said. He said it's okay that he's still learning how to fight, but being a champion, you shouldn't have these flaws anymore. It's not time to work on them anymore. You understand what I'm saying? I completely agree with you in that part.
Well, thank you, Javier. But guess what? It's just me and you on that lonely island.
Once you're a champion, you're supposed to be the champion. You shouldn't be working on shit anymore. I understand Beef's point, what he said about Pacquiao, being fall or whatnot. I understand not every fighter, you're not going to keep your hands up every single minute of every single round. But like what you said, those are major flaws. It's not something small. But in regards to the Pacquiao fight with Mayweather, I had a question actually for maybe Beeb and what's his name again, Robbie.
Yeah.
What did Pacquiao make on his second and on his third and fourth fight with Marquez?
I don't know the exact number, but it was in the range of 20 million.
Yeah, I think it was almost 20 million for each fight, if I'm not mistaken.
I mean, sorry, I didn't expect to explain myself. What I mean is as far as pay-per-view numbers.
Oh, pay-per-view. The Marquez fights, I think the 1.4 and 1.5.
Okay, so my question is, because I'm out of California, and there's this newspaper, little Mexican newspaper, called La Opinión, and there was an interview with Marquez said that if the Pacquiao fight with Mayweather didn't go through, he was thinking about taking a fifth fight with Marquez. So the reason I'm bringing this up is what you Beeb, you were saying that Pacquiao has no leeway, he has no pull for negotiations.
Yeah.
What if he doesn't take? What if this fight doesn't happen and Pacquiao ends up taking a fifth fight with Marquez? The pay-per-view numbers do better. Where does that put Floyd now? And the possibilities of the fight actually happening for the last fight.
Well, it makes it very interesting. I didn't hear Marquez say he wanted to fight Pacquiao again for a fifth time. I'm going to look for that article now because I didn't hear that. But that just brings some intrigue to the whole situation, definitely, because I think if he fought Marquez again, but you know what? This is the problem here. I think both guys are going to suffer a backlash regardless of who they fight. So if Marquez-Pacquiao did 1.4 last time, it may do 900,000 just off the backlash. Same thing with Mayweather. So if this fight doesn't really happen, it's going to hurt both of the guys. But you know, if Mayweather fights Khan and Pacquiao fights Marquez, that would be very interesting to see who does more. I still think that Mayweather will probably do a little more, but I could be wrong. But again, if you were to put Pacquiao Marquez up against Mayweather Cotto 2, I think Mayweather Cotto 2 could do close to 2 million because of the titles on the line now, middleweight title. There's a lot more intrigue in that now. There's a bigger storyline in that than Marquez fighting Pacquiao for the fifth time. But I don't know. I'd have to read that article because I thought Marquez would never fight Pacquiao again because he didn't want to get robbed because of the first three fights.
Like I said, it's a very small newspaper. It comes out of right here of Southern California because I'm right here close to LA.
So Marquez actually said that he would consider fighting Pacquiao a fifth time. That was quoted.
Yeah. Again, like if you have any call, if you guys got any clerk from Southern California, I mean, if you're Mexican, they're gonna know this newspaper. It's called La Opinión.
All right. No, I understand.
A lot of times when I read it in the morning, it was usually on the weekends I pick it up. A lot of the shit that they're saying there, like you guys end up saying it afterwards, so it's pretty reliable.
Okay.
And he said that if it doesn't go through, that he was willing to maybe take a fifth fight with what's his name again? With Pacquiao.
Yeah, well, at least he'll have an opportunity to fulfill his dream of becoming a four-time world champion or 4 divisions.
Yeah. One last thing, Beeb. What's it called? When I first started listening to the show, you guys would pride yourself. I remember Ness would go at big time. Saying you guys are the voice of the people or whatnot. I honestly think if this fight doesn't happen, I mean, you guys should not buy those pay-per-views anymore because it's a big fucking disappointment to everybody.
But I'm sick though. I'm sick. I buy everything. I'm addicted to pay-per-views. I'm sick. I bought a UFC pay-per-view a couple of weeks ago. I'm a straight friggin' degenerate, baby. I buy everything, man. I'm a degenerate.
Well, you shouldn't.
Well, I'm sick. I can't help it. I'm sick. I'm addicted to pay-per-views.
We wouldn't be able to provide you with a good show if we didn't buy the pay-per-views. I mean, we got to talk about fights when they happen, guys.
Yeah, but you get more respect. Like, look at Ness. Like, I tweeted this dude. He's a fucking G because the way he went at fucking Leonard Ellerby. I mean, that's what makes this show fucking interesting, man. You guys don't give a fuck. I mean, I understand you guys have a like you're supposed to provide all the news or whatnot. But I mean, you guys are the reason because you guys keep it real. It's like that's the reason most listeners listen to the shows. I mean, if I wanted to hear fucking shit I see on Ring Magazine all the time, I wouldn't hear the show. You know what I mean? But I mean, you guys are real boxing fans. You guys understand. So you guys buying everything just to stay relevant. I mean, you guys are going to be relevant no matter what. I mean, you guys are the biggest fucking boxing podcast here.
But I buy everything because I'm sick.
Yeah, because I know.
I'm addicted to pay-per-view.
But Vic, he said it. He didn't watch that fucking Rod Salka fight, man. I respect that, man. You know what I mean? He didn't watch it, and I mean, I think everybody's always crying. But you know what? You guys always say, you know, you got to understand the business part of it. You got to understand the business part of it. But you know what? It's not my job to understand the business part of it. I understand you guys got to give us the ins and outs of it. But I mean, it goes for the fighters too. They got to understand what the fucking fight and what the fans want. And if you guys aren't helping to spread that, you know, nothing's gonna change, you know. But anyway, well, good job on your guys' show, man.
Well, this is the problem, though. This is the problem. In order for this show to truly become its slogan, the voice of the people, it has to reach thousands of more people, you know. And people are taking notice. I mean, you know, me and Stuart were talking about that this morning. Like, this is a show where a fighter just calls in. Like, you know, what me and Beeb and Vic and all the guys that make up the Boxing Voice have been able to do over these years is really amazing, but it's only going to continue to grow. And then our voice will be heard. And I don't think that it's not being heard, because things do seem to be changing. NBC doing drug testing is super big for the sport. WBC doing drug testing is super big for the sport. All these competitive matchups in 2015 is fantastic. I mean, there may be a silver lining. We might be at the end of the rainbow right now. I mean, I'm optimistic. You guys know that. I'm optimistic, and now that I'm gonna be, you know, devoting 24 hours a day to this shit and reading more and knowing more, I'm gonna be always optimistic, because there's always a good fight on the horizon, man. We can't let one fight dictate what we choose to watch with love.
And that's exactly the way you have to look at it. You're going to have to tolerate some bad fights, but don't we always get some good fights? Isn't there always some fights that we get?
Yeah, but it seems like it leans more the other way than this. And look at this. We're like, I mean, look how fucking desperate we look, man. We get a good few fights, and oh, fuck yeah, everybody's all happy. But then you forget,
because
I understand about being optimistic.
That's part of the sickness, though. That's part of the sickness.
Yeah, and 2014 was a terrible year of boxing. And I think that's why we're getting all hyped up, because 2014 was an easy, forgettable year, and I hope to God we don't get another one like that.
I mean, for someone like myself and Ness, who really don't watch that many other sports, I watch basketball once in a while, but this is the only thing I really watch. So I'm kind of stuck. You know, I'll go out and watch two pigeons fighting out in the street corner. I mean, I'm just like, I just watch combat sports. That's what I watch. You know, they got me, man. They got me.
I can't really abdicate people boycotting fights. I mean, that would do our sport a great disservice, because we look, boxing is considered a niche sport as it is. So the more we support it, the better the ratings are. People are going to take notice. I mean, look, NBC wouldn't be doing this if they didn't think they were going to get something out of the deal. I mean,
I've tried.
By the same token, I mean, people are not watching the fight because it's not happening. I mean, what good does it do that the two biggest fighters are not fighting? I mean, you talk about take notice. Fucking, if it happens, people are going to take notice. But, you know, if we just sit down, oh, let's play the next fucking Mayweather fight. Oh, let's play the next Pacquiao fight. Fucking, it's never going to get made. Because, I mean, these guys don't need the fucking money. You know, I understand a fighter that's coming up, you know what I mean, that needs to make the money. You know, we're talking about, like, Garcia, bro. They're not real big. They're big to us, but they're not real big mainstream fighters. But we're talking about Pacquiao and Mayweather. I mean, they don't need this shit. Like, they can afford a fucking boycott. You know what I mean? Like, what's the point if the fucking fight doesn't happen? You know what I mean? I have regular old people tell me, oh, this fight's never going to happen.
This fight's going to happen. Don't worry about it. Please don't worry about it. I tried to boycott the last fight. I tried to. But then 9 o'clock rolls around. I start, seeing the countdown on there. I start sweating. I start shaking, and I have to buy it. I can't boycott it. I try. I just can't do it. I'm sick.
Yo, Ness.
Yo.
Hey, you guys, yeah, believe me, man, you guys are spreading, man. Look, and I got my Boxing Boys team, and I was working the other day, and I'm getting a little fatter and shit, so fucking I had to wear it for work underneath, and this motherfucker just starts yelling. I was over there in LA, he just starts yelling, Ness. I was like, what the fuck is this nigga talking about? And I'm over
so you put on weight, you put on weight and someone mistook you for Ness?
Yeah, yeah, that's why I was tripping. I was like, what the fuck is this motherfucker talking to me? And I was looking around, I was like, yes. And then I was like, oh, this motherfucker's talking about my shirt. So I mean, motherfuckers know you. You know what I mean? So I mean, yeah. I mean, you guys do a good job. One last thing before I leave. You guys are doing a real good job on the show. There's one thing. What's his name again? That fucking guy from Baltimore. What's his name again? Wood. I see you got Robbie on the show now. You got what's his name again? Stewart on the show. I like it. You should get that guy on the show. He said something that was fucking real true. He said, I try to make the show fun. You know what I mean? And one thing that they do at the coalition, they make it fun. That's why a lot of people hear it. And I tweeted you that a few times. I told you, hey man, thanks for bringing the fucking comedy back to the show, because that it makes it fun to listen to. So you got to bring that guy around, man. He's fun as fuck to listen to, man.
Listen,
I want to think about that one.
Well, thanks for calling in. Listen, Wood would be a great fit, but he has audio issues big time. We all know that. 210 out in Texas, I think, right?
Yo, what's up? This is Dre, man.
Dre, what up?
Well, hey, man, shit, I didn't get to talk last time, but I just got a couple quick points. When it comes to this Mayweather-Pacquiao fight, man, I'm hoping it gets made and they just announce it, Super Bowl. He gave him to the deadline, so-called, at the end of the month. I mean, it makes sense, but I don't know, man. I want to go to the fight live in Vegas. I know the shit is going to be expensive, but I just really hope the shit gets made. He only has 2 more fights, and that's it,
Well, actually, I think he's going to fight 3 times, because if he wins his next 2, he'll be 49-0. And I don't think he wants to have his name next to Rocky Marciano in the record books. So I do think there'll be a 3rd fight. I think there'll be a 50th fight, because he'll want to be top dog in the record books.
Yeah, but who's he gonna? If he fights Pacquiao, is he gonna fight him twice and then turn around and?
Well, yeah.
Gonna get the 50th fight.
I'm hoping that the first Pacquiao fight is a competitive fight and it's a close fight, so they have to have a rematch, and then the rematch is competitive, and then we'll see what happens from there. But I mean, that's wishful thinking on my part.
And I just got 2 more things. Canelo's supposed to fight in San Antonio. That's where I'm from. May 2nd. Do y'all really think that could compete with with Cotto and Mayweather if they fight, or Amir Khan and Mayweather?
It's not about compete. It's not about compete. They just gonna go on their fight. They're gonna do numbers regardless. It's gonna be free. While you waiting for Mayweather Cotto, you gonna watch it.
True. And then the last thing I got to say, man, is about Deontay Wilder. And in my personal opinion about him and how he is, the guy is gifted athletically, and he got away with it for so long. But I do see fundamental things wrong with him. Like, yes, he uses the jab and 1-2s a lot. He never went to the body that much, a lot of uppercuts, and he does pull his hands back and they're down. Me, in my opinion, if he fought a good boxer like Klitschko or something like that, that's going to give him problems. But I mean, the man's only been boxing for, 9 years or something like that, or he started at 20 or some shit. I just think he does need to, it comes a point, not every time you win a title, that doesn't mean you need to upgrade your trainer, but when it clearly shows, you're not advancing, I think he can benefit from somebody with even more knowledge. I'm not saying the trainer, because I know the trainer's an Olympian or something like that. He doesn't have a lot of knowledge, but I think that, him going around to a different gym or just getting more knowledge won't hurt. It won't hurt him, but those are some fundamental things I see he was doing wrong, and he'll get it because he's still so young and he's athletic. But I agree with you with the things he was doing wrong like that.
Well, thank you, man. Thank you. At least I feel a little bit more sane, man. Thanks for calling in. I'm gonna get to some other callers here. Let me see. 403. You're live. Who's this?
Hey guys, what's going on? It's Jose here from Canada.
Jose, what up, brother?
What up, man? I missed the first hour, so geez, I'm glad to hear Beeb on the air, man. It's good. I saying that you're going at this full time, man. So congrats to you, man, and hopefully you reach everything you want to, man, and we'll be here to support you, man.
I appreciate it, brother. I'm absolutely gonna try. Not try. I'm absolutely doing that. So yeah, man. I mean, you'll tell by the content
Sweet, man. No, I'm glad to hear that. Glad to hear that. Well, I wanted to quickly touch on the fight of the Wilder fight, man. I think that Wilder did a great performance, man. A caller just about maybe 5 calls back, he summed it up right, man. He said even in the last round, like, it's not like he ran away from Stavern. He smothered him, man. So I mean, he was doing things smart. Like, he didn't have his hands up because he didn't have to. The guy's a giant. He moved out of the way a lot. He got pegged a little bit, but it is a practice fight. You're gonna get hit, right? I mean, I was really, really satisfied with his performance, man. I think, and I see it like glass more than half full, man. I think he's gonna knock Tyson Fury's ass out. And outside of Klitschko, man, I don't think anyone could beat him. The guy's just too athletic. He's too strong. And Stavern, in my opinion, man, is a beast. He's an animal. And I think Stavern beats anybody in the heavyweight division outside of Klitschko and what's it called? The guy that just fought the other day, right? So I mean, I think it'll be exciting to see that fight build up, and hopefully Wilder can represent fairly decent against Klitschko, because no one's been able to do it. So I mean, as Americans, you guys should be pumped up, man. You guys finally have somebody there that could show face for the flag there, man, because it's been pretty dry there, man. So I mean, I'm pumped up, and I'm not even American, right? So I think it'll be fun to see what he can bring, man. And then as for Cotto, man, it's just disappointment. I think Cotto not taking on Canelo, it just shows, kind of what Cotto's been the last couple of years, man. He had a good fight against Martinez. Before that, he struggled. He barely beat Mayorga. He's going back with Floyd. Floyd rocked him, I think, in the 11th or 12th round. Like
12th round.
Time with Cotto, man. I don't think it's entertaining. Like, and plus, you guys are boxing purists, man. You guys should be like pissed that he's making a mockery of the middleweight championship belt if he fights against Mayweather at like 154, 155, man. That's bullshit. He should be fighting like somebody at 160 or pretty damn close to that weight, man. So the fact that he didn't take Canelo, I think it's kind of cowardly on his behalf. I know there's probably a lot of Puerto Ricans that are going to stab me if they see me, but I'm just calling it as it is, man. Disappointed in Cotto. I would have liked to have seen him continue to be a man and ballsy, because he took Martinez on and everyone thought he was a fool and he kicked his ass. Why can't he be just as ballsy and fight Canelo?
Well, I'm gonna keep going back to this, Jose. As long as he has the WBC middleweight belt, Triple G is his #1 mandatory. So eventually, if he hangs on to that belt, he's gonna have to deal with Triple G.
Robbie, I don't even know why you even say that. I don't even know why you constantly repeat that. Why, when you know that money changes everything? Bigger fights change the mandatory fight. All automatic, always trumpet. So the belt doesn't mean anything. I mean, is it positioning? Yes, it is positioning. It is tightening the noose around his neck. But he's still going to be able to do a big fight and get out of the Golovkin fight.
Yeah, when you have Cotto's name, he's been around so long. I don't think the belt defines guys like Mayweather, Cotto, and Pacquiao. So I agree with Ness on that point. But let me just say this. Let me just say this one thing.
Would you not agree, though, that the Cotto rematch would probably do less numbers than the Mayweather-Canelo rematch? I honestly am going to say this, man. Canelo has a bigger name than Cotto, man. He's got more.
He's getting there. I'm not going to say Canelo's not getting there, but I have to disagree. I don't think he's there just yet. I think he will surpass Cotto eventually if he keeps winning. But this is the thing. Like, Canelo did squeak by in 2 of his biggest fights. Like, he's showing a lot more vulnerability than people are giving him credit for. So, you can call Cotto a coward if you want, but during the first time he was supposed to fight Canelo, he went and took a fight that was perceived to be a more difficult fight than the Canelo fight. So now if he doesn't fight Canelo again and say he fights Floyd Mayweather, once again, he's not fighting Canelo, but he's fighting a more difficult fight. So if a fighter doesn't fight a certain fighter, but then he goes around in turn and fights someone more difficult than the fighter that wants to fight him, then it's kind of hard to say, hey, the guy is a coward. I mean, if you want to say that, I understand that. If anyone wants to say that he's ducking Canelo, okay, that's fine. But in the same regard, you have to acknowledge the fact that he's not fighting somebody and he's fighting a tomato can. He's fighting a better opponent than Canelo. I mean, Mayweather is better, much better fighter than Canelo. And everyone thought Sergio Martinez was a tougher fight than Canelo at the time. So that's why he did, you could criticize him for not fighting Canelo there. But again, he fought the perceived harder challenge. So that's why I tend to give him a pass in this situation.
Yeah, Miguel Cotter's no coward. Let's be real, he's not. But I think what Jose is saying is about him making a mockery of the 160 belt.
Oh, absolutely. If he's not going to fight a legitimate middleweight contender and he fights guys that are, small or out of the weight class, yeah. I mean, but eventually it doesn't really matter because he can always go back to 154 and still make a lot of money either way. He doesn't have to stay at 160. That's not his
Well,
last.
and you guys keep wondering why I keep bringing up Triple G. I just want to see the guy get his respect, man. I mean, he goes in and he beats everybody.
Well, I guess what Ness is trying to tell you is don't be surprised if Cotto gets stripped before fighting Triple G. That's another possibility.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just would, maybe coward's a harsh word, whatever, man. But I'm just a fiend for entertainment, and I would have loved the story to have seen. And I'm a Canelo guy, man. But fuck. If Cotto would have went in and knocked out Canelo, man, his fanboys would be going crazy all over the world for him, man. I just would have loved the story more. Him beating Canelo and then fighting Floyd. It would have been amazing. It would have been huge, right? But I kind of find like he's darting straight for the dollars, and this is a guy that doesn't necessarily have to do that, right? He should be above that, but I guess it's business, right? And this is what sucks about boxing.
It's hard to turn down money, man. It's hard to turn down money.
Yeah, no, I hear you guys.
It really is.
Anyway, that's me, man. I just wanted to say great job. Keep up it. And glad to see you guys back as a happy family, man.
Jose. Yep. Speaking of dollars, you're going to subscribe and give me that $1 a month?
Absolutely, man.
I know
you
are,
it, man. I'll as soon as I get back, man, to my house, I'm gonna put some dollars in there, boys. Always.
Good man. Good man. And anybody can do the same by going to theboxingvoice.com or on the YouTube channel. There's a support button. Support this channel because it's going to blow up. Believe me. 813, you're live. Who's this?
Yeah, I'm coming home right now to make sure you're not leaving.
Oh, she cheating.
Let her go to the club. Come on, man.
What's this fucking Maury Povich show?
Oh my God! So wait a minute. She said she was gonna stay home, and now she's not.
You're being pissed off. I'm just like, okay.
Let her go to the club. Come on, man.
Wait. No.
Make sure, man. I just don't want to go out of my way.
Don't trust her, bro.
He has no idea he's on.
I just don't want you leaving.
You can't keep her locked in the house.
Yeah, I'm gonna worry because I want to make sure you're not leaving.
Oh my God! Wait till he hears the podcast.
Let's turn him off, man. You can't do this to him.
His last statement was, "I'm going home to make sure you're not leaving." Whoa! 516, you're live. Who's this?
It's KH.
Hey, what's up?
So Floyd can't fight Manny because he only did 3,000, but Cotto only did 3,000, and he's 300,000. He's gonna fight Cotto. Like, I don't know.
That's why I love KH.
I don't know. I said it to Beeb like 10 days ago that I heard it's going to be the Cotto.
KH, the Andy Lee option is off the table now, right?
Yeah, but for Cotto.
Yeah. Remember I said he's going to fight Cotto. He's going to fight Andy Lee at MSG. It's off the table now.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. That's why it's more looking towards Cotto versus Floyd. I mean,
I will come on this show.
Well, Canelo's off the table. Who's left for him? Floyd Mayweather.
I know.
Right now, there's a whole blame Bob rant going on, and everything from Manny's side seems like let's make the fight, and everything from Floyd's side is he's not his own boss. He only did 300,000 versus Algieri. He doesn't know what's going on. How could he agree to things? And then that whole thing with Ariza, he just posted. Floyd's Twitter account just posted a set him straight Alex video and posted the Alex fight hype teeing off on Team Mayweather. On Team Pacquiao. Meanwhile, there's a dozen videos and basically articles of Ariza saying the same exact thing the opposite way 4 years ago when he was a Pacquiao. So I don't know. It's pretty comical to me. Ariza gets any type of credibility, and people are riding with this Ariza thing.
KH, can I ask you? Oh, go ahead, Ness.
I will say that we reported it on the site because it's news, but on the show I said that I don't I compared their credibility, and I said obviously the quotes coming from Mayweather are more important to me than Ariza being at a premiere for Manny Pacquiao movie and saying that the fight's not going to happen. But I reported it on the site because it's a news site.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this. KH. Let me ask you this real quick. Don't you think that Mayweather is sending Ariza out there to say those things?
I could see that. I mean, but that's more giving him reason to basically support him not fighting Pacquiao, is getting people behind him, because the more people that blame Bob and act like it's Bob Arum's fault. Meanwhile, I don't know, if you go look at the top 50 fights probably in the history of the sport in the last 40 years, I'd say about half of them are Bob Arum.
Yeah, I've always said that. I'm a Bob Arum fan. I respect Bob Arum.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that this whole blame Bob thing is going on, and I just see it happening. And like I said, I said when I told you about that catchweight fight, and I heard that that's the direction it was going, I also heard from somebody, an MSG guy, that they don't have plans on the big room right now for a Puerto Rican Day Parade Cotto fight. And I mean, that's my tickets guy, a guy who hooks me up. I've been to basically every Puerto Rican Day weekend fight over at the Garden. And he was like, we don't really have plans for that. And I'm hearing that they're going to probably push Verdejo that weekend, and, maybe my boy fight on that card. But I just think it's really looking towards that Cotto fight with Floyd, and that whole blame Bob thing is just atrocious. And if Floyd fights Cotto, it basically essentially busted the two biggest fights that we could have had. And, Heyman's given us some decent fights this year already, and if we could have added those two fights, it's big. I mean, right now in New York, Michael K show is one of the biggest shows. They bring up boxing yesterday to say it's the biggest joke sport in the world, because how could we not have the two biggest fighters fighting each other? And it's also on ESPN TV saying that, and the only publicity that the sport has gotten basically since Oscar De La Hoya has been since he hasn't been active, has been negative publicity, because Floyd and Manny can't fight each other. And it's just killing the sport, and it's bad. I don't see any positive about it.
Well, so you think that it's going to be Cotto and Mayweather?
Yeah, I mean, I've been wrong before, you know what I mean? But I came at you 10 days with that. I really think that it's going to be the case.
Well,
I think once you start setting up a whole blame Bob campaign,
so the alibi is being put into play here, is what you're saying.
Get the public behind them. And it's the same way that Manny did in the first fight with the drug testing and shit. Was basically a way of him saying, I don't want to take the drug testing, we're not fighting, I'm moving on. It was trying to get public opinion behind them,
Well, I want to say this, and I tell you guys to take it as a rumor, because it seems a bit outlandish. But Mundine versus Canelo, it's going to air at 8 a.m. U.S. time. I highly doubt that. First of all, getting Canelo to Australia, yeah, right, when he's the draw, and at 8 a.m., whatever.
No chance.
Well, let me ask you this, KH, because Mayweather's saying that there are negotiations going on right now between Pacquiao's camp and his camp. So do you think that's true, or do you think he's just bullshitting us?
No, I think it's true, and I think if something falls through, I don't think it's completely off the table. I don't, I'm somewhere in between. I think Floyd's obviously going to want the fight, and he's going to want to do it in a way where he gets everything and basically kills Pacquiao in the negotiations. But so I do think that there's a chance that the fight might be made, and that there are negotiations, and the networks are really trying to make it happen too, and I think that's the case. But I just think that once there's that resistance, and all right, we start getting into February, and we got to get a press tour going. All right, there's resistance. Let's just go get Cotto. He'll sign. You know what I mean? And let's put it on the back burner. And I think that Pacquiao putting out the ultimatum is also another thing that's the fight, because we all know, Floyd's one of his biggest quotes is, I move when I want to move. I am my own boss, so he's not going to want to.
Well, here's another possibility, guys. Could we see Mayweather and Cotto fight in May, and then Mayweather and Pacquiao fight in September?
I mean, by that time, you're going to go through another set of negotiations. What do you think the public is going to do, you know? I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't buy Mayweather Cotto just because I'm not buying either one of their pay-per-views after last year if they don't fight each other again. I know many people feel the same way. I've said that before, and like everybody else, I'm a degenerate junkie, and I always end up having people over to subset the cost, and I watch the fights, but on principle, I just can't do it anymore. It's just embarrassing that the only time in the history of the sport is the Mayweather-Pacquiao era with their prime in the same weight class can't make a fight happen, and it's just embarrassing. And I don't know. I can go on for that forever. I just think it's bullshit, the whole Blame Bob campaign when Bob's made some of the biggest fights in history for like the last 40 years. I think that's a joke, and the people that say that he's the reason why it's not happening, I think that's a joke too. But I also want to get on the Quillin thing because I've been one of Quillin's biggest critics, and I've been killing him as is. But people like talking about Andy Lee could put his lights out. Peter Quillin's probably one of the hardest punching middleweights. There's been people that said he hits harder than Triple G. And you guys know I watch a lot of sparring here in New York and New York gyms, and I think I actually like the New York sparring more than most live events that end up happening. And people have said Quillin is probably the hardest puncher in the division and could hit as hard as Triple G. So I think that's going to be a fun fight, and it's a lights out fight where it could, it's a don't blink fight, and I think it's a good fight and a good show. And I've been as hard as on Peter Quillin as anybody, and I'm looking forward to that fight. I know some people are killing it because they'd rather it be Triple G, Andy Lee, but, I think Lee Quillin's a good fight. And I think not enough people are giving Quillin credit for his punching power.
Hey, KH, you said you wouldn't buy the Pacquiao fight or the Mayweather fight, but if Mayweather fights Cotto at 160, you're not interested?
Nah, I'm not the least bit interested. I mean, not at all. I mean, I don't care where they fight, what weight, what nothing. And I think this Cotto is actually better than the Cotto that fought then, because I do think the training with Roach is different. Like, you could just see in the training videos, he's hitting bags hard, he's hitting pads hard. It's not like, it's more old school. It's not the new age, like the whole tap and like conservative like training. It's really just ripping shots for, an hour and a half instead of 2 hours of like tapping gloves and stuff. But I'm just not interested. I've seen the fight already. I think that was Floyd when he was basically mentally at his worst, probably besides the fight, with the whole thing with Miss Jackson, because, he's going to jail and all that stuff. And I think he basically still dominated. I mean, some of the rounds were competitive, but most of the rounds were competitive, actually. But Floyd still won, 9 rounds, I think. And
yeah, I had it 9-3. So that's the thing. It was such a lopsided. Well, it's kind of lopsided on the scorecards. I had it 9-3.
Lopsided competitive fights. I think people lose track of that. Like, there was competitive rounds, but he still won them.
Yeah.
Cotto never like winning that fight, did he? Ever. He never.
I didn't think Cotto. Yeah, I didn't think.
Well, KH, let me get to some other callers here.
Pacquiao fought Khan, that's a good fight. And under most other circumstances, I would buy it. But the fact that they're not fighting each other, I'm not doing it. And the only way I would is if there was an agreement that in September the fight's going to happen. Say the networks came out like, we couldn't get this done now, but it's guaranteed, the contracts are signed, they're fighting in September. I would pay for it. But if you're not going to give me that fight, I can't support enough. I gave them enough money my whole career that I can't do it again, especially now with pay-per-views being damn near $80. I mean, you got a 60-inch TV, you're going to buy HD, it's what, $75. I'm not paying for that.
Yeah, that's how I feel, man.
Especially this year when we're getting decent fights. I mean, ESPN the last 2 years, last year and now this year, stepping their game up. Heyman's got a point to prove. I mean, I've been one of the hardest Heyman critics probably all last year. And, I'm going to enjoy this year and see what happens next year. But, I mean, I'm not big on Broner versus Molina. Molina's coming off of 2 losses. We're trying to build Broner. I'm not happy about Garcia-Peterson being not for a title. Like, you could totally see them setting up, a vacant title for Broner on that one. But
KH, did you check the video? Because he said that's not official. He said that and he shouldn't have said it, that it was a mistake. Check my video.
Who, Garcia?
Yeah, man, we on the streets, man. We hitting the grind. But listen, I got to get to some of the callers. But definitely check the video. We just posted it today, and it happened last night at around 10 o'clock at night. So that's breaking news. Listen, I'm going to get to some other callers. 202, you're live on the Boxing Voice. Who's this? Where you calling from?
This Matt, better known as World Rank, was good.
World Rank, man, it's been a long time. What up?
Yeah, it's been a long time, man. The last time I actually called was after the Severn-Arreola fight. And we were talking about how most people thought Severn was going to go straight to the Klitschko fight. And I was telling you guys that they were setting that WBC belt up for Wilder, and that's what happened. And I'm just taking some notes about some other callers. Anybody that Cotto would fight other than Triple G, would be making a mockery of the middleweight belt. So it's not just if he fought Mayweather or if he fought Canelo or Andy Lee, he's still making a mockery of the middleweight title because he's not facing Triple G.
No, well, not really, because Andy Lee's a champion. So no one, if he fought Andy Lee, if it unify the belts, no one's going to moan at that. I mean, at the end of the day, that's what he's there to do. He's gone up in the division, he's won the belt, and then he doesn't want no part of the division, by the sound of it. I like Cotto, but come on, man, we don't want to see him at 154. He's moved up, he's got the belt. Time to start defending that belt or fighting other champions in that division. I'm not saying go after GGG and lose your belt. I'm just saying Andy Lee was there. He could have took that fight.
What I will say is we're not making the difference between who the champions are and who belt holders are. I think we keep calling belt holders champions. They're not really champions. We clearly know who the best in the division is at heavyweight and middleweight, but we keep saying that these other guys, for lineal reasons or whatever the case is the champions. And they're not champions. They're just holding belts. So I think we need to make the distinction between belt holders and champs.
Yeah, I know you're using the old school logic, but the facts are that they are. You look in the history books, it's going to say he's a champion. So we have to look at it like that, and it's for promotional reasons as well. You get, for the casual fan, seeing two belts on the line is a lot more interesting. You got to remember, it's all about promotion and advertising. That's why these belts are out. So I agree with you. There should be only one champion in each division, but that's not how it is. So we got to go along with it. Two champions, and get the fight on, and stop going after people at 154.
Now we know the belts matter, to a small degree, but at the top of each division, people in the boxing who watch boxing clearly know who the champions are. So we don't need the belts to per se tell us who the champions are. And when we look at, I want to look at how fights are being made. Fights aren't being made 50-50. A lot of these fights have predetermined winners. Like 80 to 90% of the fights that we see on a weekly basis, I already have a predetermined winner based on who the A promoter is. So a lot of times going into a lot of these fights are already predetermined. And I hope that what Al Heyman is doing with NBC, I hope, those fights look more 50-50 than what we got recently. So that hopefully that's in a good promotion. And then in terms of Mayweather and Pacquiao, to me, this is my personal opinion. I can care less. Like, I'm a boxer head. There's so many other fights that's going to be made, that can be made, that to me, as a real fan, makes more difference than I get the mainstream and everybody wants the mainstream. But my thing is, at the end of the day, when this fight gets made or don't get made, boxing still going to be considered in the mainstream in the shitter. So I don't think it matters if Mayweather and Pacquiao gets made. And the other thing I wanted to say is, one more thing is, based on what Wilder did to Severn, can you guys, each one of you guys, give me an exact number, not around, but an exact number where y'all rate him right now?
I'm gonna give him an 8.5.
7.
I would say about an 8.
No, not as a fighter, but as ranking in the heavyweight division. Where do y'all rank him?
Okay.
Number 3.
Yeah. I'd say 3.
Well, according to the Boxing Voice rankings, the champion is obviously Vladimir Klitschko. Alexander Povetkin is number 1. Tyson Fury number 2. And Bermane Stiverne was 3. Thus crowning Wilder, in my opinion, number 2, because his win over Stiverne is bigger than any win that Tyson Fury has.
You can't put him ahead of Povetkin then.
I said number 2. He's ahead of Fury.
Oh, okay.
I mean, that a very strong argument could be made that should be the case because Wilder is a champion and Fury is not.
Then Stevan would have been. Then if that's the case. Stevan would have been number 2 heavyweight in the world before he fought Wilder. If that's how you're going to do it.
Well, Stavern was number 3 on our rankings. So what we're saying is we're going to give Deontay Wilder the 3 spot.
Exactly. That's what I said. 3. That's what I said.
Oh, okay.
Before I get to some other callers, I want to give a quick shout out, of course, to Michael. You know who you are. Shout out to you for the donation, and as well as Joseph and Adam. Thank you very much for believing in me. Let me see. 832, you're live. Who's this? 832, you're live. Who's this? Talk to us. Uh-oh. You got a problem with your phone. I'm going to come back to you. How about that? 602, you're live. Who's this?
Yo, what up, man? This is Brandon.
Brandon, what up?
Not much. Yo, man, I'm going to be real quick. I'm over here babysitting the kitties. But, yo, man, I think that Freddie might have some pull over this. Because what if Freddie tells Cotto, like, yo, I won't train you if you make a fight with Mayweather? Tell me that. What do you think that Cotto will go ahead with the fight if that happens?
No, I think that Freddie is going to train the fighter that gets the fight. It's just that simple. Whoever gets it. Freddie gets a big percentage, so he's, you know, obviously he wants Pacquiao to get it because he's a fight fan, but regardless, he's going to make money.
I think he could throw his leverage around, though, on that, because if Cotto didn't take the fight, then who would have been able to fight?
Amir Khan, Keith Thurman. Well, not
Keith
Thurman now.
He's already shitted on Khan.
Hey, man, you never know. He might fight Dusty Harrison.
All right, man. That's all I got for you guys. I just had to ask y'all that real quick, man.
All right, brother. Well, thanks for calling in.
All right, man.
Guys, please, it's very important, those iTunes reviews, man. I need those iTunes reviews to get up. This year, listen, I want to be the Joe Rogan of the podcast. You know, you guys like what we do here. Help us share this show. What do we do?
Well, the atheist in the YouTube comments has just said that he's put a 5-star review in iTunes for you now. So
thank you, atheist. You're the man, brother. See, with more helping hands, you guys get mad at Stuart, but now we got Stuart there and he's watching comments, and this way we interact all at once because, you know, I only got 2 sets of eyes. Can't see all those comments. But thank you, Stuart, for letting us know. 505, you're live. Who's this?
This is Tony from Albuquerque.
Tony, what's up, brother?
I just wanted to comment on I picked Deontay Wilder to pick the win, and then I wanted to comment. I think that Floyd is probably not going to fight Manny this year. I think he's going to wait till next year. I think he'll fight. I don't know who he's going to fight, but I think he'll fight 2 times this year. That way he'll get more money for his last fight. Do you think that makes sense or no?
Sounds like something I said about an hour ago, brother. So great minds think alike. Listen, you got a car running in the background. We're gonna get to some other callers. At least you got to make your point. 856, you're live. Who's this?
Chris from Jersey. What up, Ness?
Chris, what's up, brother? Long time.
Ain't shit, man. Yeah, man. I've been listening, but you know, fucking life is hectic, man. Work, kids. You already know. What up, B? What up, Robbie? What up?
What's happening?
Hey, it's all
man.
Good. Yeah.
What's happening, bro?
I'm driving home. Just I had to get in, man. You know, I've never blamed Floyd in the whole shit. I really did. I mean, there was a little bit of blame that could go his way. Obviously, you know, you can't lay blame on just one side. But you know, I said it. I think the last time I called, man. It's like at this point in time, he has all the power. You know what I'm saying? He has all the power. I think it's like to me now, it's kind of like up to him to make this fight. And if it doesn't happen, I just, you know, I gotta blame him. You know what I mean? Because Pacquiao, when they say negotiations, I don't even know how the fuck they're negotiating, because this guy, where does Pacquiao really have the term? Like, what are his options? If he don't fight Mayweather, what the fuck are Pacquiao's options? Like, who's he gonna fight?
Pacquiao, I mean, on the welterweight side of Top Rank, man, he's dealing with Golden Boy now. He could fight Saddam Ali. He could fight. I mean, a Mayweather fight. I mean, a Amir Khan fight is possible. He's still with Golden Boy. Obviously, Heyman would have to get involved. Diego Chavez might get a shot after a draw with Bradley.
That's what I'm saying. But if
Lucky
he did,
Boy.
if he did 300,000-400,000, if he did 300,000-400,000 with Algeria, that's just gonna diminish his bargaining power even more. You know, so I just can't see it. I can't see it. It's like this, the power's in Mayweather's hands. So for me, like, look, I'm Puerto Rican. I love Miguel Cotto. To me, he won 2 or fucking 3 rounds. You know, against Floyd. Floyd sprung a leak. He got a busted nose. Everybody thought the fight was close. I didn't see it that way. And even at 160, I couldn't give a rat's ass. I mean, he fought Canelo. Canelo weighed fucking 175 pounds the night he fought him. So some crazy shit like that. So it's not like, to me, that would even make a fucking difference. You don't got nobody wants to see it. You know what I'm saying? So I've gone back and forth. Me and my brother argue this almost on a daily basis. You know, he calls Floyd a coward. I don't. But at this point, I look at it like I gotta put the blame on him. But then another thing I'm thinking is like, look, you got Manny goes up to shave 45 one day. Floyd calls the next. It almost would be great if they had the wool over our eyes and they were actually promoting the fight without us.
That's what they are doing. That's what they are doing. People don't see it.
That would be great, Beeb. You know what I'm saying? Because when you really do look at it, you're like, is it really coincidence, or is it really like
it's scripted? It's scripted.
Back to back, right?
It's all scripted. Same thing what Ariza did today. It's all scripted. It's all part of the script.
Listen. I hope so. I hope everybody's right. But just like I think it was KH or maybe the caller after him said, like, I want the fight, but to me, I'm looking at the boxing landscape and I'm looking at what Al Heyman, got going on with PBC on NBC, and there's a lot of fights, man. There's a lot of fights for people that really know the sport. We got a lot of other fights other than Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather. And a lot of good fights. So, there's a lot to look forward to. You know what I'm saying? And, I want this fight. I don't want a Cotto fight. And I don't care about a middleweight championship and all that shit. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I think at this point in time, if the fight doesn't happen, I think again, everybody's going to blame Floyd. The casual boxing fans, the hardcore boxing fans, everybody's going to look at it like Floyd Mayweather. It's his fault, because as of right now, all you're hearing, on the top rank side is the fight is done, or their side of it is done. Their side of it is done. They've agreed to what Floyd Mayweather's, said and shit like that, or what he's wanted, and that's all you're hearing, and you're hearing the same shit from Floyd Mayweather about Manny's pay-per-views, about Miles Arum, the same old thing. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know, man. We're eating it up. We're talking about it every day. Again, me and my brother are going back and forth at it every fucking day. And Kate says something, man, and maybe he will, but I tell you, man, if you're a junkie like we are, man, we're gonna buy whatever the fuck Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather put out there. Period. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wouldn't even never say I'm a boycott a fucking Cotto fight, because guess what? If he fought Miguel Cotto again at 160 and charged me $80 fucking for it, I'm gonna be right there in front of the 60-inch watching the fucking fight. I bought Rios Pacquiao, I bought fucking Pacquiao Algeria, and I'll buy. I don't know. It'd be tough for me to buy a Vargas fight. If he fought Jesse Vargas, that would be a tough one. That might be a stream right there. But that's about it, man. That's all I had to add. You know what? I do got to eat my crow, because I did pick Stavern by KO. So I got that one fucked up. I got the rest of the card right, but thank you, appreciate it. But yo, keep up what y'all do, man. I'm on the YouTube. I'm liking. I'm subscribing. I'm all over everything you guys do, man. Really appreciate it. And I try and get in where I can fit in, man. Like I said, I'm driving home from work right now, and I gotta squeeze in this little time before I walk in the house and the kids attack me. So I'll get with y'all, man. Keep up the good work.
Hey, Chris.
Yo.
Did you see the Danny Garcia?
What, the interview you did? The new one?
Yeah, on
The newest
YouTube.
interview? Nah. I was at work. Did it go up last night or today?
Today around, I don't know, maybe 3. Check it out, man. Check it out. Interesting.
I'm gonna watch it tonight.
All right, brother.
Thank you, man.
Let me get to some other callers here. I think this Jersey Sav.
It most certainly is. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
All right, Robbie, what's up, man? What's up, Ness? What's up, Stewie? I hope everything is good. I actually just started listening to the show about 10 minutes ago. And first of all, I have a lot of things to say, and I'm going to start with the number one thing that I was supposed to say a few weeks back. Ness, it seems like you were right all along. You know, I remember not too long ago having that conversation with you on our way to Connecticut for the Manos Martirosyan and Willie Nelson fight, and we were talking about Heyman, and I was saying what the fuck what is that guy fucking doing? He's no good, blah blah blah. And you're like, well, it has to be because he has a plan. Otherwise, none of this shit would make sense. Why the fuck would someone make shitty ass matchups for no fucking reason? You know, there has to be a reason behind it. And sure enough, the theory with running the contracts out and transferring them to a different network was correct, and I gotta commend you for that. You weren't so quick to judge them like a lot of other people were, you know. So that's, I gotta give you props for that. And you know, we don't know how it's gonna turn out, but it seems like that theory was correct because he signed all the fighters. He's got to deal with NBC. He has no incentive to make bad matchups. Before he did. Now he doesn't. So that's that. Number 2, Floyd Mayweather, fuck you. Manny Pacquiao, fuck you. Both of you guys are hoes to different pimps. That's Pimp Heyman and Pimp Arum, or Arum, whatever the fuck his name is. Neither of them are bosses. Both of them have bosses. And they just do whatever the fuck the bosses want them to do. These guys are the most pathetic fucking athletes. You can't even call them athletes because, look, if I'm just putting myself in Michael Phelps' shoes, and you know, I'm at a club having fun, you know, with that transgender woman that he has or whatever. You know, I heard his girl's a man, which is disgusting, but whatever. And bumping into Floyd, you know, I would just look at him and just laugh, or just look at him as like a WWE character, because that's another thing. It was so funny how a month back he just came on Showtime, you know, and he just fucking like takes the microphone and like fucking just calls Manny Pacquiao out like that. That was right from the WWE page, man. And the reason why he did that is to make it seem like he wants to fight Pacquiao, you know, to make it seem like he wants to fight Pacquiao. And that was really funny. And he went on that whole rant, you know, but in reality he just did that to make it easier for him to duck Pacquiao. You know, he wants to make it look like he's hungry to fight him, but that's obviously not true. You know, if everybody thinks that, you're either retarded and also believe in Santa Claus. Number 2, you just love Floyd Mayweather and you want to defend him. That's the only 2 reasons. And number 3 is I hope Canelo and Kirkland happen. I love James Kirkland. That guy he's the most fun fighter to watch. Unfortunately, he never fights. But when he does, he's the most action-packed He's like a little action-packed little midget tank. And it's fucking, I love watching him fight. It's like a holiday every time he fights. And when that happens, I will do my best to be in San Antonio or wherever the hell that fight is, because I will not miss a James Kirkland fight. I was there when he beat the shit out of Tapia. That was the most violent fucking thing I've ever seen go down in front of my eyes. I'll always remember that. And Tapia, I have all the respect for that kid. And, you know, I guess that's all I got to say. I don't even know what you guys are. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's it, man. You know, you guys got Beeb, welcome back. You know, nice to have you back. And that's it. Have a good night, guys.
Thank you, bro.
I just hope you guys know that I'm going to get a phone call later on, and it's going to go something like this. You don't see what I do. They love me. They love me. You see how many people called in and say they were happy I was back? See how many people called in? I'm just letting you know. That's my impression of the Beebster right there. 773, you're live. Who's this?
Yo.
Fight Doctor, what up, bitches?
What's going on?
Not much.
Listen, some guy called a few calls ago holding Bob Arum's nuts, talking about Bob Arum has promoted some of the biggest fights in the history of the sport, this and the other. All this old bullshit. And Bob Arum has promoted some big fights over his 4 decades or however long it's been in the sport of boxing. Yes, I would agree. However, let's talk about, for a minute, the 5 highest selling pay-per-views in the history of the sport of boxing. Okay? Whatever 5 those are, do you know how many were promoted by Arum? 0. Okay? None. Because at the end of the day, and Bob Arum is on record as saying, essentially, he does not give a damn about the boxing fan. Okay? What did he say? The boxing fan is like a rock. You can kick him any which way. That's what Bob Arum thinks of you, Mr. Caller, who was holding Bob Arum's nutsack. That's what he thinks of you. He thinks of you as a mindless, brainless rock that he can essentially kick anyway, and you will buy his pay-per-view garbage regardless, because you have no mind. You have less than a brain cell. You are an idiot. That's what Mr. Bob Arum thinks of you. That's the reason why the top 5 highest selling pay-per-views in the history of the sport, Mr. Bob, Uncle Bob, Lonesome Bob Arum has promoted none of them, because Bob Arum does not give a damn about the boxing fan. He cares about his bottom line, okay, which is the reason why he pimps fighters like Manny, bitch better have my money, Pacquiao, okay? Let's be honest about this shit. Bob Arum does not care about pay-per-view sales. Bob Arum cares about his bottom line, okay? And whatever fight is going to make him the most money, which is the reason why you have Bob Arum pimping Manny Pacquiao in Macau, China, fighting cats like Chris Algieri. And it only does 300,000 pay-per-view sales. Now, who made the money in that deal, I wonder? Who made all the under-the-table money? I bet you it was not Manny Pacquiao. So, guys, that's all I got today. Beeb, I'm glad you're here. Don't go anywhere, because you're a worthy spar mate, and I definitely look forward to kicking your ass in future Klitschko conversation.
Okay, thank you.
So he's your sparring partner. That's what you're saying. He's a worthy sparring mate. He's a challenge.
Well,
okay, he's a champion.
He's the he's my lead sparring partner.
I'm your equal in intellect, right?
No, I didn't say that. I said, and you're my lead sparring partner. Okay.
All right.
One day, Labib, you will be as smart as I am, but unfortunately, that day is not today. But one day,
I'll take it where I can get it, then, bro.
Hey, Fight
Right,
Doctor.
okay.
I think that TBV Productions is gonna have to put on you versus KH first. Winner meets the champion, Beeb, in a pay-per-view fight, because I seen you getting your ass handed to you on Twitter.
Listen, hold on. First of all, wait a minute. Hold on. Listen, Twitter is not a good place to carry a halfway decent debate, because it only allows you, 50 characters? I mean, come on, man. I mean,
140 characters. That's why I hate it.
Yeah,
Right,
it's
so
true. You can't argue on
I
Twitter.
would
You can't debate on
love
Twitter.
to debate Kevin, his bitchness, Hulk, in a proper form where I could properly serve him his ass, okay? But Mr. Kevin Hulk, being the girl that he is, I'm not going to use another term, all right? He wants to block people that say, no, that's fine, that's cool.
I just
got
don't
no
see how
problem
you
with that.
guys expect to debate someone with all the name calling. Like you don't debate anybody without talking horribly about them.
Hey, first of all, listen, I give as good as I get, okay? Now, you know, I come from the old school. I come from the eye for an eye school. Now, if you're going to call me a name, then you just open the door for all kinds of insults, because now I'm going to talk about you. I'm going to talk about your mama. I'm going to talk about everybody you even knew, okay, if you call me a name. Now, if you show me respect, then I will respect you. And I ain't never called nobody out no name who didn't call me a name first, like gringo bitch ass, okay, people like them. Never disrespected them until they disrespect me. But once you disrespect me, then that opens the floodgates. I'm going to talk about you. I'm going to talk about your mama, whoever. It's all fair game at that point. That's just how I feel.
Well, Fight Doctor, thanks for calling in. And let me tell you something. I truly, truly appreciate the fact that you called from this landline instead of that cheap-ass Metro piece of shit that you usually got. But we love you here, and so do our listeners.
We take care of that.
Yeah, so take care of it, and you could definitely get more time because people do like you. But you got to tone down on the curses. Some of the fathers that listen to the show, they got the kids in the back seat, and then there's all of a sudden, Fight Doctor, what's up, bitches coming out their mouth. First word they ever said.
All right, well, all right, that's cool.
You there, brother?
We'll tone it down.
All right, brother. Let me see. New Jersey, probably Trenton, maybe Atlantic City. It could be Link. Could be, I don't know, maybe. 609, you're live. Who's this?
609. Can you guys hear me? Yep.
Loud and clear.
All right. Hey, Ness. This is my second time calling, but the first time I called, I missed the whole area code thing. So you didn't introduce me right. So I'm the calling pride of Philadelphia.
Hold on. Let me.
Out of Montreal.
Whoa. Let me do it properly.
All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, making his professional debut.
Hey, first of all and foremost, I love you guys. You guys are what the name it is, the boxing boys. People like me, we need this because I'm not about to make a whole channel. I do cover a lot of boxing. Ness, I met you at the Rosado and Lemieux fight. I'm going to be in Montreal at the Pascal Kovalev fight. If you're going to be here or Beads or Bobby, whoever's here, you guys welcome to
I'm actually sending two people over there.
I live in Philly, but I'm from Montreal, Dominicano. You know how it is.
Shit.
We're representing all over the world.
Yo, that's amazing. Look, what a coincidence that you're Dominican and you love boxing, and now you're going to be in Canada. That's crazy. We're going to have some people over there, too, two representatives for us. I'm not going, but we are going to be at that fight.
Great. Montreal is a great city. We love boxing out here. I travel to the East Coast. I work with Azteca, and everything is good. I mean, big up to all of y'all, everybody in the YTVC, 78 Sport, Tito Rodriguez, Tom the Dorm. Like, I feel that boxing is one of those communities on YouTube. We holding it down, and you guys, you guys do a better job than like ESPN. ESPN boxing is like non-existent. You guys doing in-depth, analytical, because it essentially it's because we love boxing and it shows. But anyway, I just want to make a few points. I won't steal too much of your time, but I want to make this key point here. I got to say something about this Manny Pacquiao Floyd Mayweather fight. Just so you guys know, I am a Manny Pacquiao fan, but I'm not a Pac-Dar, Okay, I could be understanding. I could discuss things. Unlike the fight doctor, I love him. He's a character, but I can actually debate things. But this is what I want you guys to think about. Okay, I'm gonna give you a few names. Adonis Superman at 175-pound, champion, the green belt, the belt that everybody has. Leo Santa Cruz, Peter Quillin, and then I'm gonna say Floyd Mayweather. And those guys, look,
not to correct you.
No. Hold on. I'm gonna let you speak, but just real quick. I'm not gonna steal too much of your time. But this guys, they all have one thing in common. They have Al Heyman, and right now, look, Al Heyman, and I know how you feel about Al Heyman, Ness, and yes, he's doing great things, but in the same way, he's showing a pattern here of ducking fights. You interview, and I love your channel. You interview Guillermo Rigondeaux, who is my favorite fighter, and Guillermo Rigondeaux called this guy yeguas and perras. For people that don't understand English, that means female horses. That means that all this guy in the 122 division, they're running fast away from him. And perra, just calling them a bitches, like yo, you guys don't have no balls, basically. And you got guys like Leo Santa Cruz, you got guys like Adonis Stevenson. I'm in Montreal all the time, and people in Montreal are stopped. They going after Pascal even before Stevenson, even though Stevenson got a green belt, the most prestigious belt in boxing, and people are loving Pascal even more. And then you got Peter Quillin from New York, Brooklyn. I spent a lot of time in New York, and I met Peter Quillin. He's a great guy, but come on, what are you doing to boxing? That's not how boxing came up. That's not how we became lover of boxing, by having guys dropping belts, docking people. I'm not gonna curse here, but forget about a lose or whatever. Fight the best, man. Fight the best. I just got one thing to say to Floyd. Look, I travel a lot. I travel a lot from all the way from Montreal all the way to Miami. I stop in Philly. I stop in New York all the time. And I gotta say, Floyd has a lot of fans that are young, which is good. A lot of young people are Floyd fans, even more than Pacquiao fans. And I don't care about that. That's great. But a lot of people are turning away from all these guys that I just named, and they all got one thing in common. Now you can blame Arum, Pacquiao. Everybody may have something to do, but we have a common denominator here, and it's Al Heyman. So if I'm wrong, guys, please school me.
Well, that was an impressive speech. What I was going to say, and you put it in your speech there, Quillin currently does not have a title, so but he is going to be fighting Andy Lee for a title, and the title that he essentially gave up to avoid Korobov. So,
listen, what's your name again?
My name is Luciano Valdez, but everybody calling me Luciano Internacional. I'm all over the place, sipping on Brugal right now, speaking to you.
90 seconds.
90-second clock. So listen, this is what I'll tell you, man. We can't school you on that subject because, like Beeb, you got to be pessimistic, and like me, you can be optimistic. But history has proven that it repeats itself, and the money's probably riding on Beeb's side that he's gonna fail. I'm hoping that he doesn't, because this is the sport that I love. I mean, I just decided to do this full time. So the best thing that can happen is that Al Heyman continues to do great fights, to allow me to cover excellent fights, to allow you guys to come back and listen to me every fucking day.
I'm rooting for him. I'm rooting for him to succeed. You know.
I am too, guys. Don't get me wrong. You know, we Dominicans, we all business people, and he's a business guy, and take care of business first. I agree 100%. But you know what? It's like you have a product, and you have to use the product right. Like, okay, these fighters, they meant to be put against the best. That's what drives people in. You know, that's what sport it's about. It's about seeing the best fight the best. It's not about a freaking record, guys. De La Hoya said it best. It's not about like
10 seconds.
There's no way Mayweather's ever gonna compare to the Sugar Rays, both of them, and to the Muhammad Ali and all those guys. They just fought the best. They took or whatever. Look, I'm not even saying I'm a Pac-Man fan, and I think he'll beat him. But I'm not even saying that Floyd cannot win. I'm realistic here. Floyd has skills, and Floyd, whenever he gets up and fight, he may have a chance. But why you dragging this? In my opinion, I feel Floyd is dragging this all the way to his graveyard, which if he fight, let me tell you the last thing, guys. If he fight Cotto now, he's gonna suffer the consequences. People are gonna, yes, there's gonna be people like the prior color that are still gonna buy whatever Floyd's put out there. But remember something about Cotto. Cotto is the fighter. He's a Puerto Rican fighter, but Cotto has a lot of non-Puerto Rican fans, and those fans, they're not gonna tune in. They're not gonna tune in to go see Cotto and Mayweather at a catch weight or whatever they're gonna do. You know, it's not real. You know, and real recognize real, like they say in hip hop. You know, Floyd's so hip hop, whatever, and Floyd's not being real. If he goes after this belt right now, when everybody wants this Pacquiao fight, like there's nobody in like the you know, big networks or in the streets that knows about boxing a little bit that doesn't want to see this fight. And if Floyd doesn't deliver it now, which in my opinion is on Floyd's shoulder right now, he's going to pay the consequences, because I believe that Pacquiao will fight Amir Khan if he fight Floyd. And I think that Pacquiao will make more money fighting Amir Khan in London than Mayweather will fighting Cotto in Las Vegas. Thank you, guys.
All right, brother. Well, thanks for calling. Another Dominican, man. I'm loving it, man, because I remember when I used to be checking the stats on Lipson, man, on Lipson. There was only like 15 people from the Dominican Republic, but obviously he's not in the Dominican Republic, but still in all. Good feeling to have my guys calling in here supporting. All right, so Robbie, what was that number, Robbie?
That was 609, yes.
All right, 770, you're up.
Yo, what's happening, Ness? It's ATL.
What's up, brother?
Man, I can't call. What's good, big?
What's happening, man? How you doing?
Pretty good. Hey, man, just a couple things real quick. I still think it's funny that fans and pundits always talk about this guy's ducking this guy's ducking that guy. Y'all, it's a business. I mean, at the end of the day, fighters got a short window to fight, and they're trying to maximize their earnings. I mean, if you ain't never had no fights in your life, and the two you had, you got your ass whooped, how you gonna talk about a guy scared that's been fighting since he was like 5 years old? Doesn't make much sense to me, but I mean, y'all want to keep going with that, I guess, but it's kind of silly at this point. I mean, another thing with Oscar De La Hoya, man, Oscar's looking crazy out here to me. I mean, it's bad enough, you know, I defended Oscar when the little pictures came out with him in panties and whatnot. I was like, nah, Oscar didn't do that. Turns out he did it. He admitted to it for some damn reason. I mean, this is a masculine sport, man. You know, it's a sport of men.
Don't nobody want to see that. Don't nobody want to hear that. And if you think that doesn't affect the way people view you, you're crazy. You know what I'm saying? It does. And this shit he's pulling with Canelo is like amateur night. He needs to tell Canelo, fall back, man. Y'all don't dictate shit to Miguel Cotto. I mean, you don't. How you gonna say we agreed to his terms, and Cotto's telling you, no, the hell you didn't. So obviously you did. It's the same shit Bob Arum's pulling. Everything. Well, if you agreed, tell us what you agreed to. Notice how they don't never give no details on what they agreed to. They just say, we agreed. No, what you're trying to do is pull rank. But when you're the B side, you don't pull rank. I mean, that's just it. You play your position. You win, and then you get the rank. I mean, all these new school fans don't really know what the hell they're talking about, man. That's not the way boxing works. I mean, Sugar Ray, you think this is new? Sugar Ray used to do this shit all the time. I mean, this is the way it goes. And for all you fans are so frustrated the fight didn't happen, especially all you Pacquiao fans, and I like Pacquiao. Pacquiao's a great fighter. But if Pacquiao had took the drug test in the first place, we wouldn't even be having this conversation. So how the hell is it on Floyd? I mean, that just makes no sense to me. Y'all do all this blaming, and Pacquiao just skates free. Just skates free. Either you blame Arum or you blame Floyd. Pacquiao acts like he don't speak English, but he can sing, and he just skates free. Come on, man. I mean, it's ridiculous, for real. I mean, it's just crazy.
Man, I leave the floor for my co-hosts to interact with you guys, and no one says nothing. I guess you took all the words out their mouth, big old.
Well, like I said, I've said my piece on this 100 times. I really don't think Floyd Mayweather wants this fight. I really don't. I just don't think he wants to give Manny Pacquiao a dime. You know, I'm not saying he's scared of Manny Pacquiao, but it's getting to the fact now where Manny Pacquiao just can't get this fight no matter what he does. So.
What is he doing, Stuart? I mean, like, what are you basing this on besides what Bob Arum says? A guy that we know.
I'm not lying. I haven't heard
every breath.
Bob Arum interview for weeks, so I ain't going by what Bob Arum says. I'm going by what I hear all over the internet, and by true boxing fans like yourself. So these are no mugs. You know, they're obviously doing their research. Come on, man. If this fight was going to be made,
I mean, what contract have we seen? What contract have we seen? The only person that's ever signed a contract that we know about is Floyd. And Manny Pacquiao wouldn't agree to the drug test. That's it. That's the only one we know, for sure.
If Floyd Mayweather had signed that contract, this fight would be on, because Manny Pacquiao would have signed it straight away. That's what I believe. Manny wants his fight more than Floyd.
Well, he didn't. He walked away from the drug test, Stuart. I mean, what do you...
Yeah, a few years ago he did, and Freddie Rhodes admitted that was a bad mistake, but that was diva shit. You know, they're all divas in boxing today, and that was diva shit, and it backfired on them. But we're talking about now, and you know, how many excuses are going to come out now? Floyd Mayweather's come out with this statement about Manny's not his own boss. He's got to sit there like a good little boy. And now I'm hearing Miguel Cotto's name.
But you punch guys. How is okay? So hold up. We applaud fighters nowadays. We applaud Al Heyman for instituting drug testing, right? It's a good look for boxing because a lot of these guys are cheating. Let's just be honest.
Yeah, I mean, it's very good.
I try to prevent a guy from cheating, but it's an excuse. I don't understand. I don't understand. How is taking a drug test an excuse?
Look, years ago when that first came out, I was on the side of, well, he should take the drug test and the fight should be allowed to happen. But the longer that this goes on, I'm convinced that Floyd really doesn't want this fight for some reason, and I think Floyd could, because he normally prepares well for all of his opponents, like him or not. Floyd always prepares well for his opponents. He must see something in Manny Pacquiao's fight style that he doesn't like.
Okay, let me break this down, y'all. Where was Pacquiao? I mean, like, this whole Pacquiao thing is really grown in legend. I mean, like, honestly, y'all, where was he 2006, 2005, 2004, 2003, when they were around the same weight? They weren't even mentioned in the same class, y'all. They were both pros for long enough. I mean, like, this shit is funny to me. I don't know where y'all get this.
But we
He
didn't
just got better all of a sudden.
We didn't start hearing about the possibility of them fighting until what, 2010?
Yes, they weren't in the same class of fighter. It would have been a ridiculous idea until all of a sudden somebody turns superhuman.
So here it is 5 years later, and we're still talking about this. That's why this is so ridiculous.
Like Manny Pacquiao fans could turn around and say, why won't Floyd Mayweather leave Vegas? What's this about the hand, the steroid, the steroid injections he has in his hands?
Well, let's see.
The banned substances.
Let's see.
Let's explain 3,000 drug tests
relationship
that went missing.
Who does he have a business relationship with?
The MGM Grand. Rumors can happen both sides.
Hold on. Who does he have a business relationship with? The MGM Grand.
Yes, he does.
Why would you leave? Vegas is the fight capital of the world. Why would you leave Vegas when you have a relationship with the MGM Grand and you're the A side? Why would you leave?
Well,
I'm not saying. Listen, I'm saying Manny Pacquiao fans could say that. They could use that as an excuse, just like you're using excuses for Floyd. So it goes both ways.
I'm not using a drug test is not an excuse. I mean, how is a drug test an excuse? I'm just trying to figure that out.
A drug test is not an excuse.
Would you get in the ring with somebody that you knew was souped up on drugs or you suspected, and you had power to make sure that they couldn't do that? You wouldn't do it.
Of course not. And I get what you're saying. You're making a great point.
Just because you don't like a guy.
A drug test is not an excuse.
Yeah, I mean that's a legitimate request. But
it's not just that. You can't just say that. Come on, man. There's a whole list of them that he's coming out with. That's at the back of the queue now. He's come out with. He's got a few new ones that he's come out with lately.
And
like what?
Let's stay with this negotiations though, so that we could kind of stay on topic. Because when we start going back years and years, it's not even worth it, man. Those arguments are never going to be won. The term Pactard and Flomo originated from those arguments.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not on that. I mean, that's just childish to me anyway. But I just, I really don't. I think they're gonna fight. I mean, they're ironing out. I mean, I guess the networks have problems and whatnot. It's when you got this much money on the line, man. This is a complicated ass deal. You got bad blood on both sides. But I mean, like I said, Sugar Ray didn't fight Marvin Hagler for 5-6 years until the fight was prime. The fight game hasn't really changed. It's the fans that have changed. The fans get all upset and emotional and start, fuck this, I hate it.
Well, we have access to a lot more now thanks to the internet and social media, though, too.
It's just so much higher nowadays. It's like, for men, it's like, damn, what are you so damn upset about? Relax, they're going to fight. And if they don't, we'll just be talking about it. It's not that big a deal. I mean, and for Pacquiao fans, y'all really don't want to see this fight as bad as you think you do. I'm going to be honest with you. He's going to get dominated. I mean, do y'all really think he's going to win? You ain't going to put no money on it.
Let me get to some other
You're not going to put no money on it. All right, Ness, man. That's all I had to say.
All right, brother.
Floyd Mayweather's biggest fan right there.
309, you're live. Who's this? 309? All right. 706. 706, you're live. Who's this? Where you calling from? 706. Man, we had them on hold so long they falling asleep. 865, you're live. Who's this? 865.
Yo, Ness.
What up?
Yo. In the red corner. That means it's a new color.
Okay.
And in the red corner.
Ladies and gentlemen, making his professional debut.
Black Socrates. Yo, I just wanted to touch base with y'all, man. I was in class, so I didn't hear what y'all was discussing earlier. But that fight, the heavyweight fight, man, it doesn't surprise me that Stavern was dehydrated, man. Personally, I feel like a second fight would be necessary. I don't know how much anybody would want to see it, but another thing I wanted to touch on was the guy who just called, man. I mean, it's kind of a drug test, man. 14 days out, man. That's kind of past the point. It sounds more like an excuse than anything else. But I don't want to get muddled up in all that, man. That gets thick. I wanted to discuss something about my experience trying to watch that fight this past weekend. I just feel like it needed to be said, and how things is changing as far as the climate. I'm in the South, man. I'm in East Tennessee, and here it's football. It's college football to be exact. Sometimes basketball, but usually on big fights I can go out sports bar and try to watch a fight. Well, I've noticed a trend, a change has been happening, man. It's been harder and harder to find. I called everywhere in the area, man, everywhere. Nobody but one place was showing it. When I got there, they told me they was not showing it. It's a sad thing, man. I feel like we need to wake up to what's happening, man, because this really affects the next generation of boxing fans, in my opinion. Because when I come up, I had nowhere to go. I had nowhere to turn. My parents didn't want to pay for Showtime, HBO. You know what I'm saying? I can do it now, but back then, you know, that was not an option. And how is this going to hurt us in the long run? How much of pay-per-view is affecting that? So, you know, right now I'm thinking that maybe there may be a silver lining in Al Heyman's plan, because any sport, my brother, he's a big football fan. I'm trying to pull him into boxing, but any sport that had to sacrifice its best games to premium television and pay-per-view would feel this cut, man. I mean, it was really hurtful to know that, you know, we're being shut out of options, man. And, you know, I'm like a loner here. But anyway, I don't want to tie y'all down too much. I really enjoy what y'all do to keep it up, man. I love every one of y'all. I think that some of y'all, man, Book It Down, Sean, some of y'all, man, y'all give Cotto too many passes, man. To be honest, man, I feel like if Jesus said, no, Cotto, you ain't getting in heaven. No, y'all be trying to argue with Jesus, man. But anyway, you know, keep a good thing going, brother. Love.
All right, brother. Well, thanks for calling in. That is actually our last caller of the night. Boys, thanks for joining me. Stuart, thanks for staying up late over there. You know, you guys give Stuart shit, but look at the hours of the night that he's staying up. Robbie, thanks as always. Beeb, thank you for joining us. And we'll be back tomorrow night, same bad time, same bad channel. Remember, you know, I'm going to be giving you 100% of me, so I need your support on this. I'm taking all donations, so you already know. Head on over to theboxingvoice.com or on the YouTube channel. There's a support button. I'm going to be doing this full time and giving you guys a bunch of content. As you've seen the way that site was getting updated today, it's going to be regularly like that. So strap on, boys. We're gonna take a gamble here. See you guys tomorrow.
Thank you for using Blog Talk